Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well today. Good evening, over the fam. Happy Sunday. Welcome. I salute everybody in the studio. Please give this video a thumbs up as you are coming in. Thumbs up, please. Appreciate you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. It's been a very busy weekend for me. Those of you who follow me on Instagram will know. Because we had our Christmas party yesterday. It was really nice. I'm going to be sharing a video with you tomorrow about it. It was really nice. Thanks to everyone that came out. Really appreciate you. God bless you. Thanks to everybody that brought me presents. I don't take you guys for granted. You're amazing. God bless about the fam. Good evening, my people. I salute you now. Welcome. If you have not yet subscribed, you've been watching, give us the gift of your subscription tonight. Hit the like button and put your notification bell on so that you can get notification whenever we are live. Thank you so much everyone that subscribed already. Our Christmas party was lit. Let me put it that way. It was really nice. We had a good time. We went to a restaurant and yeah, it was good. Thank you everyone. So tonight, without wasting time, I have a guest with me. Her name is Juliet. She's here in the studio and she's come to share her personal story with us. And as usual, I just want to remind you to please be respectful towards our guest. Let's give her and show her the Obodo fam love. You know how we are on this platform. We are not judgmental. We listen with an open heart, with empathy, and with support as much as is needed, as much as God gives us strength for. So Juliet is here to share about herself. And I encourage you to please welcome her. Obodo fam love is real. Honestly, it is real. And we try to create a platform that is safe for everyone, where people don't feel like they're going to be judged, but they can be themselves to be free to open up. The mission is to remove stigma and also secrecy around when people experience traumatic events in their life. They should be able to talk about it because your healing starts from you being able to talk about it. So that's why we don't judge here. So help me to welcome Juliet. Hi, Juliet.
Hi everyone. Hi. Good evening, wherever. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever place you're situated. Thanks everyone for giving me a listening ear. Auntie B, do you want me to start narrating while we're here, or
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
okay?
The floor is yours. Tell us about yourself and yeah, why we're here today. Take your time and breathe in, you know, as you are led, as you feel comfortable, just share with us, okay?
Okay, thank you, Auntie B. First of
Okay.
all, I would like to say this is the very first time I'm sharing this story because it took me so much courage to actually contact Auntie B and say, I would really want to share my story because I think a lot of people will be able to learn from it, particularly parents, the importance of the foundation upbringing of a child, because that is very instrumental in determining a child's path in life, if that is going to be successful or negative. Right. So I will first of all start off by discussing about my upbringing growing up as a child. So I would say my upbringing wasn't that great. um, I grew up in a very strict, and I would like to use the word misogynistic home. And I use the word misogynistic in the sense of, and I know some people will say narcissistic parents. My father was very strict, and to this day, I really do not understand why he was that strict. But then again, I kind of realized why he was. My father was very unnecessarily strict. There were so many. There was just lots of physical abuse. He would abuse me physically, abuse my mom physically, and he was also a womanizer. And my mom had no voice. My mom could not say anything. And I'm talking about womanizing to the point where he would bring women at home. If my mom used to say anything, he would beat my mom to shut up. So the home environment was very, very frightful. When dad is coming, we basically run and hide as opposed to running to give him a hug. We would run and hide. So fast forwarding, that was when we lived back in Africa. When we eventually relocated abroad, the abuse continued. My dad, I'm not really sure if it's because he was quite promiscuous. I don't want to use the word with all due respect, but he was. But he always felt, or he was just scared that the things that he did in his life that other people may also do to his own daughter. So he was very, very overly protective in an abusive way. When I go out, when I go to school and I come home, in his mind, he's thinking I've gone out to see a guy, which wasn't the case. He would just beat me unnecessarily. If I'm 1 minute late, 5 minutes late, he would beat me. Where are you coming from? It was just terrible. Even actually, it got to a point where one guy was toasting me. And I came and told my mom, instead of my mom to sit me down and advise me. And I'm talking about that was when I was like 15. I would talk to my mom about it. I said, Mom, this guy stopped me and he was telling me he likes me, yada, yada, yada. And all I needed from my mom was to give me motherly advice, to give me that nurturing guidance. But she didn't do that. She went straight to my dad and complained. Oh, she's telling me now that someone is. My dad just removed his belt and was beating me. Like he beat me mercilessly. He was just like kicking, boxing, just name it. I was so traumatized. Coming home was just like, I'm going to a military camp. I was so unhappy at home. I didn't understand why I was being abused because I was not doing anything. So why was dad being that strict to me? There was no mother or father daughter sit down nurturing advice, talking about life, about the detriments of life, or discussing about what I would like to become in future. I mean, similarly to the fact that I am a mother myself, and I know the kind of conversations that I'm having with my own children. And I would say the reason why I'm doing things differently is because I've learned from my parents' mistakes. So I never had those conversations with my parents, even to the point where I saw my very first menstruation. Like to me, it was very, very surprising because my mom never even taught me how to use a pad, nothing. The only advice that I got from my mom was if a guy touches you, you're going to get pregnant. If a guy looks at you, you're going to get pregnant, nothing else. But then again, in the same vein, I'm not trying to accustom any blame to my mom because I realize what you don't know, you can't teach. Um, so the abuse just continued. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't allowed on the internet. It was so strict, unnecessarily strict, to the point where I just wanted to get out of the house because home should be your safe haven. It should be a place where you come and you feel at home. But I wasn't having that. And the things I was being punished for, I was not doing them. But in my dad's mind, I was potentially doing something when I wasn't. So I just felt I need to get out of here because this abuse is just continuing. I
So,
never called the police.
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Like I said, we're just going to be pausing once in a while to bring our lessons. So, thank you very much, Juliet, for being so brave to share your story. So, with what you said so far, what I'm hearing is that the home was so volatile, it was so hostile, there was no love, there was no care. And it wasn't even about whether you were doing anything wrong, which you weren't. It was just your dad's perception of parenting and, his mindset of, being strict and raising children as if they are soldiers. Okay. This was why all these things were taking place in the home. It wasn't even about anything you may have been doing as a kid. It was just, I mean, was it you that he was parenting like that? It was you and your siblings.
So my my the older ones were out of the house already, but I remember growing up, even when we had cousins who were I'm talking about girls in their 30s. my dad definitely used similar approaches to them. My dad used to be a military man. He used to
I
be,
see.
yes, he used to be a military man. And I mean, I'm talking about girls in their late 30s who lived with us. They were not allowed to even have boyfriends, none of that. I mean, with that situation was just, it was just crazy. And even it actually got to the point where those girls did not get married and they are still not married, and they all blame it on my dad because they felt they had suitors, but my dad chased them away due to the way he approached things.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So fast forward to how, you start getting out now because the home was so, unsafe for you, and, what happened and how you met this Mango Park that we're talking about tonight.
Yes, so I just wanted to run away. Like I would go to school, I was not concentrating because I just was not understanding why my dad was treating me this way. It was just terrible. I just wanted to run away.
Mm,
So and as such, I became very, very vulnerable. I became vulnerable and I stumbled across this Mongo Park who preyed upon my vulnerability.
mm.
Obviously, he knew the situation. I cried out to him. It all started off as just friendship, someone I could actually call and rant to or cry to. And then he realized, oh, this guy is very, very vulnerable, and he preyed upon that.
How old were you then?
So, and to be, I was 16 at
Okay.
this point. I
Yeah.
was 16.
Mm-hmm,
I was 16 when I knew him. I knew him through a friend, and he
mm-hmm.
seemed to be someone that would call and check on me or would tell me, "Oh, don't worry, everything will be okay." So it was more like I saw him like someone that actually cared,
Mm-hmm.
but he had a totally different motive behind
It was
everything
actually
that he was
grooming
doing.
you. You wouldn't
He,
have
yes,
known them, but that's grooming. Yeah.
he was definitely grooming me,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it came to a point where, towards the age of 17, when I turned 17, that's when he asked me out. And I thought, no, I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend. I can't have a boyfriend. And then he went, yeah, but it doesn't matter, yada, yada, yada. Okay, if you don't want to date me, let's just continue being friends. And eventually you are going to change your mind, hopefully. I was very young and naive. And like I said to you, I was very, very young. Everything that I've learned in life today, I learned it through the harsh way. I had to make my mistakes to learn. It's not like I had anyone that really, really nurtured me and gave me all those guidance. No, I didn't have that opportunity. So I made my own share of mistakes. And to me, I kind of then saw him as a means to escape from my environment, which to
Yeah.
me was abusive.
Yeah.
So I thought, this guy is showing me kindness, he's showing me care. So I can possibly use this as an opportunity to run away from home where no one is going to be laying fingers on me unnecessarily. So eventually I approached my mom and dad. I said, this man, this guy is he's been showing interest. My
And
dad
how old
didn't,
was he? Sorry, Juliet. How old was this guy at that time? You were 17 and he was how old?
and to be I was 17, he lied to me he was 24, even though he was still relatively old. But I
Mm-hmm.
later on found out he was way older than me. He was in his 30s, not
Right.
24.
Right. So he was in his 30s and you were just 17 years old.
Yes.
Okay. Go on there.
So I introduced him to my mom and dad. I mean, as a parent myself, if my daughter is to come to me with any man, I would be questioning the fact that, first of all, you're 17, you still have your career ahead of you, you're still very young
School.
to be thinking about settling down, you have
You've got
school.
school. Yeah.
Yes. So I said, yes, you've got your school, you're still very, very young. We shouldn't be talking about marriage or anything of sort. But that wasn't what my parents were fixating on. Their concern was, so their concern wasn't the fact that someone is seeking my hand in marriage. Their concern was the fact that he's from this tribe in my country where people don't really like. So that's what they were talking about. Oh no, he's from this background, we don't like it, yada yada yada. But now looking back, I'm like, seriously, you should have been more worried about the fact that your 70-year-old, someone is proposing to your 70-year-old who is still in education, is still developing, is a teenager, as far as I'm concerned, but all they were worried about is the fact that he's from this tribe. Anyways,
So he was proposed in marriage, not just to date you. He wanted to marry you at 17.
Absolutely, Auntie Bay.
Hmm. Okay.
So when he realized my parents were being difficult because of his background, he then he then used a totally different approach. He started like flaunting wealth, like helping them financially. Like for example, my dad, he was about to travel back home. He bought my dad a flight ticket and gave him some money to spend back home, like pocket money and stuff like that. So with that, he won my dad over. My dad kind of felt, oh, actually, this could potentially be a good in-law because he's been spending. He's very, very free-handed. So they actually immediately took liking into him because he was financially helping them, if that makes sense. So they like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to share the country that you're from? Are you comfortable sharing that?
I'm from Cameroon.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Yeah. So they took liking to that with the fact that he was supporting them financially. And immediately they gave that green light. They say, yeah, you can come, you can come. So they just liked him because he was helping them financially. And that was how things started. So
Right.
we did what we called introduction. So his family, they came, saw my family, and they paid the bride price and all that, blah, blah, blah. So immediately after that, in fact, during that process, I was actually pregnant. I didn't even know. So I
Hmm.
found out I was pregnant. So my parents were happy to give their 70-year-old daughter to a man who they don't really know his background. Because like I said, his family came and did, but they weren't actually his family. It was more of like his friends because his families are back home. So they were happy to give their 70-year-old to this man because the man has been supporting them financially. They were happy with that.
Yeah.
So, and I think he also took advantage to that because a narcissist definitely they know what is good and bad, and he clearly saw that my parents really didn't give, they really didn't care. As long as he continue supporting them financially, whatever it is that he does to me, he would be able to get away with it, and that's exactly what happened. And to be, I went through abuses in the hands of this man, and I
Someone
really,
is
really,
asking in the comment section, did you have to drop out of school after they did the traditional marriage when you found out that you were pregnant?
and to be, I'm a very, very hard worker, and I did not. And that was a self decision because my parents did not, they never advised me about or gave me, um, taught me about the importance of education, even though my dad is quite um, educative, but I took it upon myself that I needed to continue going to school. So I went to, I went to school throughout the course of my
Pregnancy.
pregnancy until eventually, actually, I would say, Auntie Bay, when I had the second child, which I'll be talking to you guys about, I had the
Hmm.
child through cesarean, and a week after that, I went straight back to school because I had exams. I had
Wow.
the opportunity to have deferred, but I didn't want to. So I had a cesarean, fresh out of a cesarean. The following week, I sat for my exams and I passed really well. So I was just that person that I was very, very pushful. I really wanted the best for myself, but whilst I was really, really trying to go to school, this man will provoke me. Oh, education is for the weak-minded people and for poor people. So he basically was trying to derail me from studying.
It was
And to be
discouraging you that education is for poor people. Was he educated himself? Did he have any level of education?
probably, let's say, first school, well, secondary school, something like
Secondary
that.
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
So he was quite business inclined. So he was more about do business, don't go to school because there's no importance to that. People who go to school they always end up poor.
Right.
So he was very, very abusive. I don't really know if you really want me to elaborate the nature of abuses. I'm talking about, for example, my first pregnancy. When I was having the baby, he refused to take me to the hospital. I was literally creeping and dying on the floor. He
Hmm.
refused to take me to the hospital. As a matter of fact, he was complaining and shouting about the fact that I was crying. So in his mind, I was disturbing his sleep. I should shush,
You're not
stop
the first
crying.
person to say that. If you guys remember Abudu Fam, Ella, Ella, who was one of the first women to come here to share their story, said the same thing, that she was in labor and the husband went to work. He said, if the baby is coming, call me. The guy denied it, but he didn't take her to hospital. It was church people that eventually took her to hospital. So, you know what? Mongo Parks, they have some things in common because their aim is to cause you pain. So, you were a 17-year-old kid, pregnant, and you were in labor. He didn't take you to hospital. Wow. Carry
So
on, my dear. Mm.
by I would say by the time I actually had the baby, because yes, yeah. So moving on to the pregnancy stage and all that, I
So,
was already
how did you get to the hospital for the
how I
first
got
baby?
okay, how I got to the hospital is first, my mom and my elder brother rang me on the phone. They said there's this baby shower going on. They are coming to pick me up so we could grace the occasion. But then they realized I was crying in the background. So they said, "Is everything okay?" I said, I'm in labor." They said, "Okay, so where is your partner? Is he not there to take you to the hospital?" I said, "He's sleeping." They said, "What? He's sleeping?" I said, "Yes, he's sleeping." They said, "Wake him up to take you to hospital." I said, "I have, but he's complaining of me disturbing him." So my mom and my elder brother drove down to the home and they rushed me to the hospital while he was still sleeping. He didn't move an inch. He did not move an inch. My mom spoke to him and said, "I can't believe you're actually sleeping when this girl is here in serious labor." He just
Hmm.
didn't care. He said, "Yeah, I've had a long day, so I can't be bothered." So he continued sleeping. My mom and elder brother rushed me to the hospital. And whilst I got to the hospital, the doctor said I've been laboring for so long, so they rushed me straight to an emergency cesarean. So
Right.
he turned up just when I was about going through the operation, and the doctor asked me if I want to allow him in the room. I said yes, it's fine. But and to be may I please say the labor is something that started throughout the days. Like I've been going through it throughout the day. Whilst we were at this family friend's home, he refused to drive me home. I drove myself home when I was in labor. I mean, the abuses were just terrible. He beat me through like almost throughout the course of my pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
I was so
Hmm.
tired. I was heavily pregnant. This is my first baby. If I don't cook, it's a problem. Oh my God. He will beat me. He will kick me. He will slap me, push me on the ground. You
Were your parents
lazy.
aware of this?
And to be my parents were aware, they were definitely aware. I even reported to my parents, even to the point where he threatened when the abuse became just unbearable. I told him I'm going to leave. And he told me if you leave, I'm gonna
Delete,
delete the
delete.
baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to delete you, delete the baby, and delete myself and end of story. I felt this is serious. I told my mom and dad. They
Mm-hmm.
said, They didn't do anything. They
Hmm.
absolutely, I'm just thinking now to myself as a parent, you lay your finger on my child. Hey, Jesus. Oh my God. You lay your finger on my child. Or even if it's emotional abuse or financial abuse, I am taking actions. I'm taking legal actions. I don't care if my child stops me, but I am definitely going to do something about it. I told my parents about all the abuses that I've been going through. And that is why he continued doing it because no one was actually doing anything. I
Yeah.
didn't have anybody to actually stand up for me and protect me. And this is me, young, innocent, naive
Mm-hmm.
girl, and someone was
Mm-hmm.
taking advantage of my vulnerability. And my parents didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
fast forward over the years, there was something that I realized, Auntie B. Each time he goes out and comes to the home, he always comes home with adult videos of
Yeah.
homosexuals. I have absolutely nothing about people's preferences, but I mean, this is a heterosexual marriage. So I'm
Marriage.
expecting, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with you watching adult videos. I mean, he is an adult,
Mm-hmm.
but him buying homosexual videos to me was quite questioning.
Right.
So initially I asked him, I'm like, why do you keep buying all these videos? We had like a staple of 20 of them.
Hmm.
And he would just lie in bed and be watching them one after the other and just be playing with himself. And then I will ask him, "What are you doing?" He
So
said,
he
"Well,
was wonder shall never end. This Mongo Park that saw you as a kid and went to say he wants to marry you, got you pregnant at 17, now is the one that is going to buy adults,
hmm,
same sex movies now, and you'll be watching it in the house that you share together or in the home that you share
in
together
my presence."
in your presence, and you saw this and you say he had a stack of it. I mean, how did that make you feel? Did you think it was, I mean, is normal? Or did you think that maybe he's bisexual? Or what, I mean, what was going through your mind? Because you were very young, and I can imagine how confused you will be at that age experiencing this.
And to be, I didn't find it normal. And I asked him about it. I said, "Do you have feelings for men?" He didn't hide it. He said, "Yeah, actually, I do, but I've never tried it."
Hmm.
And then I said to him, "Are you sure you're not gay?" He said, "No, I'm not gay. I'm into women, but sometimes I kind of feel like doing something with men as well." And to be at that point, yeah, I was not interested in the relationship
Didn't even
anymore.
care. You didn't
I
even
didn't
care.
care if he likes it. I didn't care. To be honest, this is me planning. I was already trying to plan my exit. And this is a relationship that I was the one taking the children to the nursery, go to school, pick the children up from the nursery, take them to my parents to look after them, go to work, come back, cook, clean. This man is not doing anything. He's behind the computer, chat on these gay websites, chatting with these teenage boys. He's not
My
doing
goodness.
anything. He's not
He was
working.
really into it.
Yes, he wasn't working. Each time I asked him to look for a job, he would say, "No, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to be my own boss." But then the business wasn't generating any income. So at the end of the day, I had to work to provide for the family.
So he
And then,
wasn't also making money on top of everything that you are going through. And the money that he was using to bribe your parents why they agreed for their 17-year-old to go and marry this man, he wasn't also bringing in money. You had to be working on top of all everything that you're going through to be paying bills for this Mongo Park.
yeah, and any child benefit that we actually got as some sort of a top up, that he was getting the money. He was getting the money, and I was paying for the nursery. And
Wow.
he would use the money. He would tell me, "Well, I need this money. You're the one working. I need to put this money towards my business." And I would just keep quiet, because if I don't keep quiet, I'm going to receive beatings. So I would just keep quiet. So the benefits were going to him. My wages were going towards the bills, and he would still spend some of it.
Right.
So the abuse continued. And to be, unfortunately, I felt pregnant for the second child, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't planned. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I wasn't on any birth control. But it's just something I wasn't expecting, but it happened.
Yeah. Of- mhm.
When I told him I'm pregnant, he giggled. He said, "Yes, I know. I intentionally got you pregnant so that you will not leave me, because no man will want a woman with two kids."
Mhm.
So that's what he said to me. I cried.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I didn't believe in, deleting a human. So I
Mhm.
continued. I carried the pregnancy full term. I had the baby. And to be, it was such a struggle.
Hmm.
It was such a struggle. At this point, I was like, I've, I've just made my final straw. I don't want this anymore. And then one morning, I went to school, Auntie B. I'm so sorry, Auntie B.
It's okay. Take a break. Just breathe down. I know it's really really hard. I know you're trying to rush it and get it out, because
I'm
it's
really, really, I know we haven't,
I can see.
due to time constraint, I'm really, really trying to so I'm just giving you guys
Summarize.
just a brief, yeah, just a brief synopsis of, but I'm not really going too much into more, I'm not really elaborating, um, into details. But anyways, he called me when I was in school. He said I will be traveling to Cameroon for business. And this is a business. He was loading a container. I was helping him. My money is in the business. I was helping him, pregnant and all, helping him loading the container, carrying fridges, TVs, and all that and whatnot. But if you're traveling, At least you should tell me. But he told me, he said he's traveling in 2 days' time. And I said to him, okay, you're traveling in 2 days' time, and you're just telling me now, when did you buy your ticket? He said he bought his ticket 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. By the time I got home, he had packed these three big travelers boxes, and only one of those boxes contain his own items. The other two are clothes that he's bought for his gay guy friends in Cameroon to go and give to them. He bought like boxers, t-shirts, things to go and give to them. And I kept asking him, why do you keep making friends with gay guys? But again, that was a stupid question, because this man has
Yeah,
already told you
yeah,
he fantasizes to have
yeah.
such a
That is
relationship.
that is inclined that way. Just because he slept with you and get you pregnant doesn't mean that he's straight. That is how he is. He probably just, I mean, when we talked about this, I told you, Juliet, this man, from everything you told me about him, only just wanted a baby making machine that would just give him children. And of course, he was hiding it because, I mean, Africa, you know how it is. People don't come
Hmm.
out like that. He's African, he's Cameroonian, he's African. And I don't think it's acceptable there, even, I mean, as it is in Nigeria. A lot of people frown at it. So he needed a cover. And this young girl is the one, vulnerable young girl, doesn't know her left from right, from a home that is very hostile, unloving parents and uncaring parents, that is very abusive. Of course, he found what he was looking for. So going to Africa, and he's been chatting with all these boys over there. So it wasn't a surprise that he's buying them stuff that he's going to give them. He was arranging to go there to go and sleep with them, basically.
Yep, yep.
Hmm.
And he did.
Hmm. Right.
So he told me he's going to Africa, and then one other thing he said to me, Auntie B, was, but the thing is, I'm actually stuck of money. I don't have money. The money I'm going to be able to rent a property there to live in Cameroon. I said, okay, so what are you going to do? Hi, Auntie B, I was stupid though. Now, wow, chai.
It's
Person
okay.
will just do me anyhow. I was still there supporting him anyhow. Eh, right
Oh
and
my
right too.
God. It's
Hey,
okay.
I said, so how are you going to do? This man said, could we please could you please sell your car and lend me the money so that I could when I get to Cameroon within a week I will send you back the money. I said, that's impossible. Oh. You know, this is a car I used to do my school runs, to go to school, to go to work. If I give,
Hmm.
he said, just within a week I will send you the money now. He said, don't worry, I didn't want wahala.
So the car you are using in the abroad, you say sell it and give me the money to go and rent house. Why did he need to rent a house? Was he going to live in Cameroon?
He doesn't have anything in Cameroon, Auntie P.
I see.
And the house he didn't even rent. And to be when I eventually, after persuading me, I said, okay, it's okay. I said, but how are you even going to be able to sell this cow within 2 days because you're traveling in 2 days' time? He said, oh, don't worry. I already have someone that is coming to view the car.
He's arranged the sale before he told you.
He already had my
He
car on the
already he
internet.
has already arranged to sell your car before you knew that your car was
Uh,
being sold. He just
yeah,
told you as icing on the cake that in case, so Juliet, this car that somebody is coming to view, so you should know.
a car
It's
bought
the
though.
audacity. That's the audacity for me. Wow. Hmm.
So the person came and bought the car, and to be, I had to wake up in the morning. I'm talking about I was waking up 5 a.m. Get my
Hmm.
kids ready, get myself ready. I will use the baby pram. Something I was never actually doing. I was driving everywhere I go. Now I was rushing to catch the bus from one place. It was so exhausting. Now
Hmm.
he's gotten to Cameroon because he knows I'm going to be asking for this money. And to be when I call him, he's not answering his phone. He will just cut the call. He's not answering his call.
It's
He
busy.
went.
It's
He's not.
busy.
He's not answering his call. Oh, when I call, he
Hmm.
will just cut the call. He kept cutting the call. He kept cutting the call. Now me, I backed out. Now I kept quiet.
Hmm.
And then when I eventually called him again, was the day I was at work. The kids were at my dad's. So my dad called me and said the little one is feeling very poorly. His body temperature is rising. He said leave work and rush home right now. So I did exactly that. When I came home, my little one, oh my God, he was feeling very, very numb. So I rushed him to the hospital by taxi. On getting there, the doctors, they said he has a lung infection. They had to admit him. I was so shocked. I was so scared. And this was around 1 a.m. in the morning,
Hmm.
midnight. Auntie B, I took my phone. I called this man all the way in Cameroon. And I wasn't even expecting him to answer the phone because he's been avoiding all my calls.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he answered the call without even checking. When he answered the call, hello? I said, oh, are you sleeping? He said, who is this? I said, oh, you don't even have my number. I said, okay, I'm sorry. I just called to tell you XYZ. He went, are you stupid? Don't
Mm-hmm.
you know how to read a time? Eh? You've just woken me up from sleep. I said, but I just called you to tell you that the baby is sick, he's in hospital. We're actually in hospital. He didn't even, he insulted me and said, you're very, very stupid. And he hung up on me. Hey!
Somebody is asking a question that I asked you when we were talking. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When we spoke about this thing, I asked you. Somebody BO is asking the question. Did he try to use your back door while when you were together? This
He
man.
Okay, so he asked, and which I'm very, very appreciative of because there was no forceful, no, no, no. He asked numerously, and I told him, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And he never persuaded me, which I do appreciate that. So I would say at least that's the only good thing that I would say he did.
Your story is kind of similar with Ella's story. Ella's husband was like this too, David. We called him out. That one I called him out with his full name, with my full chest. It's kind of similar. Ella's husband too wanted backdoor. In fact, he didn't sleep with her. Were you having Kerewa regularly? Because with Ella's own, he wasn't from when she got pregnant, after he got her pregnant, he never touched her again. Never.
Uh, and
Because
to
he
be that,
wanted backdoor.
mine
And she
was once in
refused.
mine was once in a while. That
Mm-hmm.
guy is not into women, and his family knew he wasn't into
Mm-hmm.
women. He
Mm-hmm.
basically used me as a ploy, like under the pretense, so people wouldn't know that he's
Mm-hmm.
into men.
Right.
But even his family, his siblings, they all knew that he
Right.
wasn't into women. So it was more so a family secret, so to
Right.
speak, which I later
Oh.
on found out that the family all knew that he wasn't into women, he was rather into men,
And they
but
covered it up.
they covered it up. So even when I
Right.
eventually spoke out, they were telling me to shush, 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 please stop talking, don't say it again. It will bring shame to the family. They didn't act surprised, they knew,
Mm-hmm.
but
They
they were
usually
asking
know.
me to shush.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to be fast forwarding, he went to Cameroon. His business wasn't doing well. He was basically sleeping in the shop. The my car, that one was just a long story because that just went and gone. So I had to
You
work
never got the money back, did
for
you?
well. I had to
Mm-hmm.
work and raise up money, and I bought a smaller car to just to keep body and soul together. And then one day, Auntie B, so even the shop he had, like the items that he took back home to sell, most of them were not working. So he was collecting people's money, and the items were not good. So they start chasing him with the police and all that for an arrest. And each time they came, he would run away. And so they eventually arrested one of the guys that the sales guy. They locked the
Mm-hmm.
guy up for 3 months, and this
Mm-hmm.
man did not pass to even bail him. So when they eventually released the guy got upset. He was fuming.
Mm.
He got my number and he called me. He said, look at what your guy did to me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what he's been doing here. He's been sleeping with all the gay guys, all the small 19, 18 year. I wasn't surprised. I said, yeah,
You
I
already
know.
know he prepared now. He was in your presence. He was buying them presents. He was chatting with them right in your home. So you know.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's fast forward to when he came back and eventually how you decided to plan and execute
Hmm.
your freedom, your minira,
Hmm.
freedom.
Yeah. And to be first of all, when he came back, this is somebody who's been avoiding all my calls and all that and whatnot. When he came back one day when again I would say, Auntie B, child, my own mugu was too much. Eh?
No,
One day
no,
I
no,
start
no. You are a
this.
child. You are a
Hmm,
kid. You don't be too hard on yourself, Julie. I told you that before. Don't be too hard on yourself. You've seen women who are in their 50s that have come here to share, and they did the same. They even made worse mistakes. When you are in it and you don't see it, and you are just a kid then. You were a kid. All right? So don't be too hard on yourself. Okay? You
okay,
you were
thank
a
you.
victim of your circumstances. Don't be too hard on yourself, please. I don't want you to keep saying your own mugumo. You made mistakes. And humans, no matter how matured or how we think we are enlightened, We do make mistakes, and even children, particularly, you are more vulnerable because of your background and everything you've been through in life. So making mistake, in fact, your mistake small compared to other people. So be kind to yourself, my darling.
Thank
Mm,
you. So
right.
one day when he was still in Cameroon, he called me. He said, "Please, please, please, I need your help desperately." This is someone who's been avoiding all my calls. He called me. He was begging, crying on the phone. He said the police are asked, they're after him. He needs to get out of Cameroon today, today, now, 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 now. Please, could you please buy me an emergency flight ticket and scan it to my email so I could use? I said, "Is everything okay?" He said, "No, it's those people. The people I've sold items to. They have come back for me. They have come back for me again. They're going to arrest me, and that
He
will,
sold bad products. Now they are looking for him to arrest him.
yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
you should have allowed them to lock him up in Cameroon.
That's the mistake
African
I
jail
did."
is the
Hmm.
worst. Hmm.
Auntie B, I carry my left legs. I
Your
went
hard-earned
to
money. You went to buy tickets.
I went to yes, I went and I bought emergency ticket for him to travel the next day. I
Hmm.
bought an expensive ticket, one-way flights. I faxed it to his email, and he came back to Europe. I picked him up from the airport. He was basically in his boxers and flip-flops. And
He
in
came he came back to Europe with boxer.
Auntie B,
Oh my God, Juliet, please, no, no, it's not
he was
possible.
running away. He was running
God
away.
will be catching him on the plane. How would they ever allow him to board with boxer short and flip flop?
Okay, not the typical boxer shorts that you know. You know those ones that are like shorts that
Okay,
meant
the one they wear in Africa.
yeah, they also wear it here too, but you don't wear it outside. But that's what he was wearing.
So he was basically physically running away from the police and everybody that was checking in
Hey, when he
Cameroon.
told me it was a matter of an urgency, I really didn't. But when I saw him, oh my, he was in his singlet, as in innerwear,
No, that's
boxers,
small.
and flip flops, and he was smelling of sweat. I,
Mm-hmm.
I said to him, I was like, "This is serious." Even the kids actually didn't know him, and he stayed in Cameroon for 1 year. The
One
kids
whole year.
and to be 1 whole year. This is not few months, so 1 whole year. So if he wasn't faced with that situation, he would have still been there. He would have
If you
still been
didn't
there.
buy him tickets, he would have been stuck there. They would have put him in
Obviously,
prison.
it's like I paid my own leverage to have continued like ongoing abuse. I
Mm,
paid for my abuser to come back and start abusing me, continuing to
mm,
abuse me. So, anyways, he
yeah.
came home and I carried on working. He was just home. He's home. He's
Patricia,
not.
oh, Julia, sorry, my darling. Patricia said, I would have asked him for his address. And when he made that emergency call and have the police meet him there, meet him with the ticket to fly. So the police will come and pick him up where he was calling you from. Remember, he was telling you, who are you when you were calling him when your son, your child was sick in hospital. Oh my
Abuse.
God.
Abi
Yeah, I
and Tibi
mean,
and Tibi.
I can understand why you did it. It's still, I mean, you always
I
have
did
this
it
thought,
because he
is
was
your
the father of
husband,
my
is the father of your
children.
children. Yeah,
I
I
did,
mean,
yeah.
we
That's
make
why I did it.
excuses. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's been gone for 1 year. So, I
one
mean,
year, one
mm,
year. So
right.
he came and I carried on working. He wasn't work. And to be 1 month, 1 month passed, 2 months passed. This man still the house. He's not looking for a job. There's no business. There's nothing. Even though he was home, I was still taking the children to the nursery and I was still
And he
paying
was
for the children.
eating. You were
I
feeding
was
him.
still cooking. I was still cleaning. Still go to school. Finish school. Go to work. Come home. Cook. Every this man, you leave the house. He's in bed. You come back. He's behind the computer. He's not doing anything. He's behind the computer chatting with those gay guys. He's not moving. No lift. No transfer. He's just there.
Hmm.
He's not helping. I was so eventually I had a heart-to-heart talk with him. I said, "It's been over 3 months since you returned. Are you not considering looking for a job so you can assist me at least with the bills in the house? Because I mean, there's an additional mouth I'm now feeding. So, and you want your food. He likes his food. If you don't give him his food, there's a problem. And he's not paying towards the food." He said, "Yeah, no, I don't want to work for anybody. I'm just going to look for a way and waste another money and start up a business, but I'm not going to work for anybody." Sorry, Auntie B. At this point, I
Ele.
was a nurse. I'd finished uni. And then I said to him, I said, "Yeah, but this can't keep continuing, particularly with especially what actually made me feel, do you know what? I finally made my final bus stop. I can't deal with this anymore. Was when,
Before you get to that, my darling, I want to take a minute to celebrate you there. I think you just said it like is just something that is easy. This is you. At this point, I assume that you were like maybe 19 or 20 years old, and you have two small babies. You pushed with a Mongo Park so-called husband that was not even a husband, that was into another sexuality, but you managed to put yourself through school and you qualified as a nurse. Wow.
yeah,
I mean, just take a minute to think about that, the kind of strength that you have to have at that age for you not to give up, not to fail with everything that you are going through. You didn't allow, you didn't fall into depression that is so bad that is overwhelming to you, and you were still able to do this. This is something to celebrate because you pushed yourself, and I can imagine how hard it was for you. Now he went to Africa. No car. You are going to school. You are working. You have two small children. You are taking them to nursery. You wake up in the morning, carry buggy, carry children, nursery, work, school, doing all your assignment, everything. You still manage to become a nurse, my dear. Oh, drink malt, drink malt on my behalf, drink malt on my behalf. You did so fantastically. You did so well.
thank you,
Well
Auntie B.
done. Congratulations. This is what we
Thank
say
you,
here.
Auntie
We
B.
encourage women because life throws lemons at you. You got to make lemonade from it. This is what Juliet has done. And one thing I want you to take from this, Juliet, I want you to be celebrating yourself more than, blaming yourself or regretting the mistakes that you made. It is everything that we go through in life that makes us who we are, whether good or bad. So as much as you reflect on the mistakes that you've made previously, your young life, also celebrate your strengths, your abilities, your tenacity, and just pushing and pushing. You became a nurse. Wow. Well
Yeah,
done. Well done.
thank you, Auntie B.
He told you not to go to school, that there is poor people that go to school. There's no need to go to school. And you still became a nurse. I'm wondering, how did he react to that when you became a nurse?
Auntie B, he still always laughed at me. He said every day you wake up, you go and work, you do night shifts, evening shifts. He felt like people who were working like that are suffering. He would
Says
say,
a
"You guys,
jobless man. A
you
jobless
people
one
are
that is on
just
the
suffering."
internet chatting with boys is the one talking.
He will refer to us as suffer people.
And he is rich, Abby. Why didn't he wait in Africa? Let them put him in jail and throw the key away. That's why he enter playing with boxer shorts. Oh, Lodo. Oh my God. Well done, Juliet, my darling. I want you to laugh. I want you to relax, okay?
Thank you, Auntie
Right.
B.
You are going to tell us when you decided that, okay, enough is enough. Mhm.
So Auntie B, he refused to look for a job, even though I advised him to. So at least you'll be able to take over some burden off my shoulders.
Yeah.
But he refused. He said, "No, he's normal language. Oh no, I'm not working for anybody. I need to be my own boss. I'm not working for anybody. I need to start up my own business." The thing is, he always knew me to be someone that is what however much I spend, I always have disposable money. He always knew that about me. So he knew I was saving. He knew I had saving somewhere.
Mhm.
So he sat me down one day. He said, "I want to start up this business again. So I need some money. Please, could you lend me some money?" I said, "No, I don't have any money." He said, "You're lying." It became a big fight. For my own money, oh. It became a big fight. "You need to give me money. I need to start up this business." This is somebody that is over 13 years older than me. Over 13 years older than me. He said, what am I even saying? Over 30 years. As we speak now, Auntie B,
No, it's more than no. You are. It's more
yes,
than
what
you.
am I
When you were
saying?
17, he was in his 30s. Say over 50. He
Yeah.
should be around 17 years older than you, or 20 even. Hmm.
Hmm. So he said, if you don't give me the money, you're not going to work tomorrow. I'm going to seize your car keys. Hey, Jesus. I said, come and seize my car keys. I'm not giving you any money. Auntie B, I thought this man was joking. Oh, I went to work. I parked my car at the car park. Before I even parked my car during lunchtime, my colleague and I, we actually went into the shopping mall. We got some items. Actually, I was helping her to get some stuff. So she bought stuff and she kept them in my car. So we came out of the building after work. My car was gone. And I went, where's my car? So opposite the car, the car park is a police station. And to be, I was going crazy. I didn't
What
know
did you
where
do
my
to your
car.
car?
And to be, he has a spare key at home. So he searched the entire room because when I came home, all my items, my wardrobe, everything was down. He was looking for the spare key and the car documents.
Mm-hmm.
He came to my workplace. There was no forced entry because the police actually looked on their CCTV, and they said the person who took this car, as you can see, has the keys to the car. He didn't break into your car. He opened the car.
So
And
you mean he took the spare key, came to your workplace and removed your car from your
Auntie
work?
B, he took my car before I even got home. Eventually, the car was gone. He sold it.
Did you call the police to arrest
And
him?
Auntie B, I called the police. He started running. He wasn't coming home. He was hiding. He started coming home. The police were looking for him. I made a police report. He
My
started, and
goodness.
then and then he would send me text messages on my phone. I told you if you don't give me the money, I was going to get rid of your car, right? You thought I was joking. So he was really,
Mm.
really bragging about it. The police were searching for him. And to be honest, the search wasn't that intense as I would have expected them to, because he also sent me text messages telling me how he's going to delete me, delete the kids, delete himself. And I showed those text messages to the police, and one would have expected that the kids and I would have possibly been put like safeguarded, but none of that happened. There
Mhm.
was an intention to do that, but it wasn't done imminently because those threats were actually severe. But it kept coming. He kept sending me text messages. I would do this. I would do that. I would do that. But the police actually asked us to go back to the home with all those threats, and
He
that they
should
will
come back.
they asked me and they told me to take my keys to the house and that they'll keep looking for him. I didn't take the keys to the house. I took the keys to my parents' home and we stayed there. And to be another thing, even all my friends' things that she bought, everything all of them went, and these were designer stuff. Everything he stole, and then he was even coming to the home to take my bag, shoes, and sell them so
You
he
didn't
could.
change your locks. You should have changed your locks. This is why I say to women, whenever you feel like somebody you are in danger, especially with all those messages he was sending to you that was going to delete you and the children, the first thing you do, change your locks. My people, change your locks. If any mongo pack that you are dealing with, and the minute they go out, make sure they don't have access to that house again. Very important. Hmm. Okay.
Absolutely. So it carried on like that. Eventually, me and the kids, we moved back into our house where they had all their stuff. And then he started sending his friends, families to come and beg me. He's sorry. He doesn't know what came over him. I should forgive him. Yada yada yada.
He's
And
broke. He needs his bank ATM back. The money
he
for
need,
the car is gone.
of course, I never had that one. That one was gone and gone. I never had it back. So his family begged me, please, and they are sorry. They're going to talk to him. He's going to change. And to be me, I've done the plan my exit long time ago. But
Mhm.
the other thing is that I allowed him back into the home.
Yeah,
But I knew I was going to leave. So when he
yeah.
came, he started behaving as if he's changed. But me, I wasn't showing any interest. But what I was doing was I was scared, and I didn't want him to know that I wasn't paying attention to all the things he was doing because I
Hmm.
was scared he was going to delete me and the kids or whatever. So
I'm
I
shocked
played,
that the police didn't take that seriously, to be
and
honest.
they did not. They did not. They didn't. They were just
Hmm.
taking their time. Because when you compare and contrast with the safeguarding system here in the UK, the child protection system in the UK is very, very robust.
Hmm.
So it's very, very surprising that even social services were not even involved. Here in the UK and to be within that line of profession, the police would have imminently made a referral to social services to say there's a
Immediately.
safeguarding issue.
Yeah,
They did not.
yeah.
They did
Hmm.
not.
Yeah.
So Auntie B, so anyways, I took the kids to my mom for a couple of days. I traveled down to the UK. That was my plan. I told him, I said, I'm just going to see a friend who's had a baby and I haven't seen the baby and I'm the godmother. You know, you were in Cameroon, you didn't know all that has transpired. So I'm just going to see. He was like, oh, okay. But I came purposefully. I knew a friend who stood as a guarantor because obviously I didn't have a job here in the UK to permit me to rent directly to an agent. So
Mm-hmm.
I came to the UK and I paid for 4 months rent on a property.
Mm-hmm.
I also had a job. I even attended the job interview whilst so I stayed 3 days in the UK within those 3 days, but I made all the necessary preparations so that when I come, I have an interview. I attended an interview for my NI registration number, job interview, property views. So I opening bank account within those 3 days. I did everything, but I booked all those appointments whilst I was still in the in before I actually traveled. So I made sure I did everything within those 3 days. And then I went back to our base.
Didn't I say you are a strong woman? I said it now. I said it that you are a strong woman, Juliet. You are so intelligent and you are so in tune with your goals, what you want to achieve. Just look at the way you are planning the strategy that you are using to plan your exits. You should put it in a book for women to learn. You didn't even say anything anymore since he begged and managed to get himself back to you. But this is you now already planning your exits. You came here for you already told him a story about visiting. You already arranged money to rent your apartment. I mean, in all your story, I didn't see any helplessness. You never felt helpless, like even though it could have. I mean, I imagine how hard it was for you, but you were always on top of your game. And this is what I admire so much about you, Juliet. You were always on top of your game. You were focused. You were always strategizing. What am I going to do? You had your plans. You were in the UK for many days. You had a job lined up, interview, you house rent every whoa, drink another malt. Drink malt, drink malt. Well done, well done. This is what we want. You are so brave. Wow. Continue.
Thank you, Auntie B. So I had everything within those. So day number 4, I flew back to my base. And then I just carried on pretending as if everything is okay, everything is fine. I will smile, I will giggle, like everything is fine. My parents would be like, "What are you doing?" I thought you. I said, "Please." I had to tell my parents to also play along. I said, "Please, please, please, I beg you, Biko,
Mm,
everybody should just put up this smiling persona. I don't want him to have any clue of what is happening. I'm planning my exit." So my parents too just kept it shush shush. No one said anything.
mhm,
So Auntie B, I went to my parents. So I went to my parents' place. I had my flight booked. I we flew to the UK and that was it. We never went,
hmm.
never to return.
Clap, 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 clap for Juliet. Clap, clap, clap for this intelligent woman. What age were you? It's
And
important that we know when you
Auntie B,
did this.
I came to the UK when I turned exactly 23 years. 23.
My goodness. Even more matured, older women can learn from you, Juliet. Guys, please clap for her. 23 years old with two small babies. You see, you just planned it. I mean, and then we keep saying it. You do not make your plans known when you want to escape.
Mhm.
Especially when you are dealing with a mango park, you need to be careful. This guy had already made threats of deleting you and your children. You are his ATM. Even though he encouraged you not to go to school, he discouraged you not to go to school. You pushed yourself, and he wants to be collecting. Two times you lost your car to him. The first one, he sold it, you borrowed him money. The second one, he stole it, of which he should have gone to jail for that because that's theft. He stole it. But you were just making your plans. Wow. Okay. So, what happened when you got to the UK and how did you get into the society, settling down and everything? Two young children.
So Auntie B, when we came to the UK, and I'm being very, very sincere and honest. Our first night to the UK, I felt like, do you know, like when you have a boil and it finally burst? I had a peaceful sleep. I
Mm-mm.
one would have thought, because I've left my family in the other country and I'm now in the UK, where I only knew one person, and that was that friend of mine. I didn't have any family here. I didn't know anybody apart from that friend of mine. She was the only person that I knew, no one else. So I came to the UK, but even at that, I didn't feel isolated. I didn't feel like, oh my God, I'm missing anybody. Absolutely not. I was just happy to be alive in a safe place. And I was just happy to have my children around me, that we are all safe. That on its own was a lot of comfort for me. I was going to work. My children were going to nursery. I just carried on with my life here in the UK. So fast forwarding, a couple of months later, his cousin called me and said, so this Mongo Park did not reach out. Oh, he didn't reach out. But it was his cousin who actually he didn't reach out when I moved to the UK. His cousin called, persuaded me to at least allow him see the kids, yada yada yada. You know, at the end of the day, you know, he's changing. Let bygone be bygone. At least let him see the kids. Auntie B, another mistake was made.
Mm-hmm.
I allowed this man, this Mongo Park, to come and see the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was just going to be a scene. I was like, at the end of the day, but then what I wasn't taking into account was that anything could have happened. He would
Yeah.
have deleted me and the kids still.
Yeah. So he
But
came to the UK to see the kids.
Auntie Bill, he came and saw the kids. See. And when he
Mm.
came, he said, can I please stay for a week so that I can at least see them for that 1 week? Auntie B, he wasn't coming to see the kids. Let me tell you what he came to do.
Mm-hmm.
So day number one, he slept at the stranger's room. He was seeing the kids. I was watching him. He was doing as if he's all nice, lovely, doubly, like he's changed. But I was still looking through him because I didn't trust him. He's done so many things to for me to distrust him. I didn't trust him, but I was still watching at him. And to be, I wanted to. So day number one, everything went well. Day number two, I he opened up his laptop and he was showing me the pictures that he took when he was in Cameroon. We were just cordial. He was just showing me pictures. It's like he forgot the pictures that were downloaded, or it wasn't him who downloaded those pictures. And
Mm-hmm.
all his gay pictures, the ones with the guys on the bed, they were all naked. How do they call it? OG, sex OG, all those things they were doing naked on the bed, boom, in front of me. I didn't get
Mm-hmm.
upset because me, I
Mm-hmm.
knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah, I'm sorry about those things, but I'm not doing them again. I'm a change. I said, whether you change me, I don't. We are no more together. You say you
He
came for the
wasn't
kids,
there
right?
to see you, his children. And one thing I want to bring out about that is that for a lesson there for ladies who are listening, when you are fleeing, if you are fleeing from abuse from Mongo Parks, please change your number. Okay, that was a mistake that Juliet made. She didn't change her number. That's why Mongo Park's cousin, who is also a Mongo Park, had access to you and persuaded you to allow him come and see his kids. You see, the family members are always a problem. They are the ones that will come and, hey, he's the father of the children, he's the mother of the children. Somebody that you know is a danger to you and your children.
Hmm.
Somebody that has lied, he's used, he's abused you financially, emotionally, name it, mentally, physically. The Mongo Park cousin came and said, allow him. So change your number as you are moving. If it's a phone that he bought for you, throw the phone away. Go and buy. If there's, I don't know whether they still have 3310, that Nokia phone. Buy brick phone. My kids call it brick phone, the one that has no internet. If it's that one you can afford, buy it and put a new SIM card, clean phone, so that if there is any tracing for some of them that can trace or they can hack or whatever, they cannot get to you. Very, very important. So, how did that end, that visit? I'm sure it didn't end well.
And to be talking about the phone issue, it mustn't necessarily be a phone that the perpetrator bought for you. You
Yeah,
know, it could still be a phone that you bought for yourself, but you know they could actually open the back of the phone and there's a serial code that they would take and they would track
and
your
they
every
hack it.
single move,
Yes,
every
yes.
yes, because that's what he did to me.
Yeah, you need to change your phone. You need to change your physically
Totally.
change your phone
Yeah.
and your number. It's very
Yeah.
important that you have a SIM card and a new phone. Don't use the same phone Because one of the ladies that came on the show last 2 weeks, she actually said that even though she's in shelter now in the US, the Mongo Park, Oyubo Mongo Park, was tracking her and found out where she was.
Yeah.
So it's
Hmm.
very important that you don't take that phone along with you. Throw it away. Put it in the bin, break it, whatever. Okay? It's just a phone. Even if it's expensive, don't worry about that. Give it to somebody or something, or just break it. Right.
So after I've made a successful exit and I came, I just could not believe that I
You
was
allowed him
literally
again.
setting
Mm.
myself back to square one. But it didn't
Mm.
happen for long though, because he stayed day number one, day number two. I received an urgent call from the hospital that they need someone to cover up an emergency shift. So just for a couple of hours. So I left him with the kids. I said, I'm just going to. So that was early hours of the morning. I left him with the kids. And to be just when I drove out of my drive, I don't know, I had this like my gut instinct, my intuition was just something just, I just felt like going back to the home, like go back, get the kids' passport and take them with you to work. And initially I felt, why do I need to take their phone? That was God speaking to me, Auntie B.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I reversed the car. I went back home. He said to me, have you forgotten anything? I said, yeah, I forgot my purse and I'll probably stop by at the shop to get some groceries. He said, oh, okay.
So
And
he
to be
was he staying in your house?
he was day
That's
number
another
two.
mistake. If he
Yeah,
was
that was
coming
a
to see the
mistake.
kids, you shouldn't have opened the door for him. So,
A
ladies,
lot, a
another
lot could
learning.
have happened.
Let him go
A
and stay in a
lot,
hotel. Let him rent his own house. He's not
yeah.
stepping a foot in your house. Send the children to him wherever he's staying. If it's supervised visit, take the time off work so that you make sure he doesn't run away with your kids or whatever.
I shouldn't have even allowed him see the kids because he's made several attempts to adopt the children to Africa. Number
You
one.
said that. Yeah, you said
And the
that.
fact alone he has made threats to delete, that's another safeguarding concern. I shouldn't have even allowed him around the children unsupervised, sincerely
Yeah,
speaking, but I did because my self awareness at the time was very, very limited.
understandable, understandable. So,
Yeah.
what did he try to do though? That when you came back.
Okay, so I came back home, I took the kids' passport and I took them with me to work. Just about 30 minutes upon getting to work, he started blowing up my phone. He said, where is the kid's passport? I said, what do you need it for? I want to book some flight tickets, maybe to take them on holidays. But I need their passport details. I said, I'm not sure where I've kept them. He said, can you not just think? Where did you keep them? I said, I don't know. When I come home, I'll be patient. When I come home, Auntie B, by the time I got home, this man has scattered my entire room looking for the kid's passport.
Hmm.
Ha- like I had some flashback as to when he stole my car, when he was going through my car documents,
Mm-hmm.
and the car keys, when he destroyed my entire bedroom because he was searching for those particulars. Like I literally had some flashback, and
Mm-hmm.
then he said to me, "Hey, you're very lucky, eh? Because by the time if I had laid my hands on those passports." We would have been long gone. By the time you're back home, you would have found out that we are on our way to Cameroon. Can you imagine?
He was
I
going to
said,
take
"What?
your two beautiful children to Cameroon that he ran away from in boxer shorts.
Why?" I said, why would you want to take my children from a place of safety, security, and stability to Cameroon? A place you don't even feel safe yourself, a place you have no home, no stability. Why would you want to do that? He
A
looked at me
place, a place that he ran away from.
exactly. He looked at me in my face and said, I just want to hurt you. You think you
Hmm.
can leave me? You can leave me, but because he knew everything this man has been doing to me. It's like he hasn't seen me bled or he's everything he's been doing to me. I've still kept pushing. I've still been, but he knows the only thing he will do to me to break me is my kids. That's the only thing you can do to hurt me. Or any other thing you do, that one are your own. A car is a material thing. I will buy another one. You seize my hair, I will get another one. Those are material things.
He
But if
said,
you want to,
I, he said, I just want to hurt you.
yes,
Wow.
I
That
just
is
want to
that
hurt
is the
you.
level of hate in this man. Wow.
So Auntie B, I was fuming. I picked his small bag and I threw, like it's like a beast came out of me. I just fling his things out of the house. I told him, if you don't leave my house right now, I'm calling the police. You're even lucky if you don't leave my house. So he took his bag and he said, "You think you can raise this case without me? You will come begging." But there's what the stupid man failed to understand was I've been doing it though. So
Hmm.
what makes you think I will start needing you now? So he left and he never came back. He never called. He never came back. What I did was I changed home.
Hmm.
I changed home. I changed my number,
Smart.
everything.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And to be the foolishness didn't stop there. Um,
Juliet, I love you. You're amazing. You said the foolishness didn't stop there. Which one did you do again now?
After I've changed my number and everything, another cousin of his called me on Facebook.
It's always this is cousins. Oh, and that's another thing. If you are running away from abuse, please don't be on social media. Don't
Mhm.
be on social media. You need to delete all your social media because if they don't have access to you by phone, they will find you on social media. Hmm. So they reached you
So
again.
so this one reached me out on Facebook. She was like, since he left, has he called to check? Because it was over a year already since he
Mm-hmm.
left, since I chased
Mm-hmm.
him out. Has he called to check over the kids or anything? I said, no, I don't want him to. So he's even doing us a favor. She said, is he supporting you financially? I said, has he been supporting us
In your
financially
previous
before?
country, talk of
Uh-uh.
now that you are in the UK.
Hey,
Hmm.
she said, okay, but since yeah, but at the end of the day, he's supposed to be supporting you, eh? Or since he's not calling, you should be the bigger person and call him
Can you
and
imagine?
ask Auntie B.
You see all this advice, all this family. It's like, listen, ladies, your abuser's family are not your friend.
No.
Okay? They are not
Mm-mm.
your friend. They don't like you. They will use them against you. You think they like you because it's asking you about the welfare of the children. Lori, they are not. You guys remember Joy? Joy's in Canada was making friends with her mother-in-law, not knowing that it's the mother-in-law that was the one that was sending the son to deal with her properly. Your abuser's family members are not your friend. Don't say, oh, it's his cousin. We are best friend. It's his niece. It's his auntie. Run away from all of them. Wow.
Absolutely. So she texted me his number, and I was listening to this lady because she's way, way older than me. I was looking at her like a big auntie or whatever. Stupid
Mm-hmm.
me again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I called him. He answered his phone. I said, I just want to know what your contribution is going to look at me. Why are you asking a person who has not
He's
actually been
jobless.
contributing towards the children? You're
Yes.
asking. I said, I just want to know what your contribution will be towards the children. If you intend to see him, how we could do this through family and all that. He said, you stupid idiot. Didn't I tell you you were going to suffer? Don't ever call this number again. Those are not my kids. We don't have any children together. You fool. He hung up on me. Hey, I said, who sent me? Hey, Jesus.
It's the
I
cousin that
start
sent you.
I started
Mm-hmm.
her. So, anyways, that was the last time I spoke to him. We never,
Mm-hmm.
no further contact, nothing. And to be, I just carried on with my life. I was like, okay, he's not interested anyway. So that's it. And to be, I started at some point. I started putting myself out there. That's how I stumbled across my now current husband, whom we've been together now for 10 years. Yes.
Right.
We,
Tell us about
so
this guy. This is the sweet part of the
hey,
story.
Auntie Bio,
This is the
the,
sweetest part of the story, my Nigerian brother.
hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Now, don't say as Juliet pigeon the sweet. You don't see Cameroon and when pigeon the sweet like this. This babe they speak they speak pigeon like Nigerian. Na Nigerian man, oh. Hey,
Hey,
hey.
that's how for content means this my God sense because
Eh,
my mom raised us up with the mentality that
eh.
don't ever come to this house with a Nigerian man because they
This is
are
the mom
evil. They
that
are
is
this.
sitting with a narcissist man. Now they advise the children against Nigerian men. Can you imagine this
Exactly.
kind of mother? I beg, I don't want to curse
Exactly.
your mother. That's you know the first time you told me, I was pissed off. The mom that was sitting with a man that couldn't even protect her own children is advising her children against Nigerian men. Can you see the irony of the whole thing? Meanwhile, she carry her nyash sit down there with abusive man. So they push 17-year-old go marry because of their long throats. I beg
Exactly.
carry on, Jare. Now the sweet part of the story be this.
So I remember before I actually decided to forge ahead in exploring what else is out there for me, but my main priority was my children.
Mm-hmm.
I never want to subjugate my children to any sort of any abuse, any nothing of such. So Auntie B, I remember I went down on my knees in my lounge. I said, God, you know my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can recall anybody that I have hurt. I've lived a life whereby I have been hurt severally, numerously, but yet you've continued to give me the strength, the grace to forge ahead, to keep going. I pray to God, and I know, yes, having a man may not necessarily be, but I was just kind of like, I'm in a place in my life where having a man wouldn't necessarily, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but any man I'm going to have, my children are going to confess, and I'm going to screen you inside out before I even introduce you to my children. I said, God, please bless me with a man that is going to be a blessing to my children, a man that is going to respect me, love and respect me and these children. So not even long from that, that's how I came to know my now husband. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My husband is Igbo, proper Igbo,
Mm-hmm.
Omo Naija. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
This man is not.
Igbo
That's
Kwen.
what
Igbo
Igbo
Kwen.
Kwenu.
Kwezenu. Cha 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 cha. Ew.
And to me,
Mm.
that's why I take great offense when people are stereotyping, being stereotypical, generalizing. No, if they
Don't
say
mind them. Ignorance is common. Carry on,
very,
Jare.
very,
Tell
very,
us the
very.
sweet story. Mm.
Ah, and to be this man came, oh my God, the way he just fell in love with these kids, and he met them when the youngest one was two, and the oldest was three.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally like took them as his, and to be even as we speak, even our very, very close friends don't know he's not the biological. They
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Even the school's health, nobody knows because of how he attends parents' evening, takes them to, he does every single thing and more. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I look at him and I weep. I'm like, I don't understand. Why is this man so kind? And maybe just that, oh, he fine, can't join on top. Eh?
Hey-oh.
Fine, can't join on top.
Hey-oh.
Eh?
Kwenzenu. See something.
And this
Clean.
one, and to be this
Clean
one, a
Igbo
young guy,
man.
oh.
Hmm?
This one, a young guy. He's
Correct
just like,
one. Now your mama
he's,
can tell you say na Cameroonian Mongo Park na ain't good for you. Hmm?
he,
Thank God you
he,
didn't listen. The one you
uh-uh,
listen, what come out of him? Nothing come out of
Abi.
him. Hmm.
When that situation happened, I was like, if I could have dated my own Cameroonian brother and he treated me like this, even Bin Laden, a pikin, I go date him as long as he get good character.
Mm-hmm.
I not go generalize or stereotype. But anyways, I also analyze his family background. He's from a very, very reputable family. He's there. If you see the family, you go understand why he's behaving the way he's actually behaving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, Auntie B, when he came into my life, he was like, what are your plans, aspirations? Are you intending to go for your master's degree, to do your master's or anything like that? I'm like, at this point I just want to work. Like, I'm not really. Auntie B, this man, he removed his laptop, apply for social work course. You say, oh yeah, he applied.
Hmm.
Auntie B, you be social worker, you know how to attend the interview, how long will the thing they take
To get into
for
social work in the UK is
uh,
hard. It's
hmm,
not an easy thing.
it's
They
not the
send many
thing.
people home
Hmm.
before you get in. It's not easy.
In
Hmm.
Yes, I mean, I even attended they called me in for the interview. An interview that started at 10 o'clock and finished at 5:30. He waited in the waiting room with me so that I finish
You see
interview.
something? The
So
other one
that
was
I
telling you they shouldn't go to school. Say education is not necessary. It's for broke people. This one is pushing you to go and do your masters.
finished.
Wow. See how
Even
God the
when I
answer prayer.
even when I
Hmm.
came in the educational because he studied here, he has his master's degree here, so he has a very good grip of the educational system here compared to the other country I came from. It's totally different. So
Hmm.
he really, really helped me and saw me through the process. Like he will proofread my work, make sure that I've got the good grades and all that and whatnot. And Auntie Gree, And to be that's how I finished my social work. It's an 18 months master's degree program, and I qualified in 2018 as a qualified social worker. And I believe I did share with you that I also practice in the code and child protection team, children. So you see how I moved from. I just The thing is, I think the bone of contention in all this is that regardless of the situation that I went through, and to be I am, are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing you, my darling. Carry on.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm moving a bit too fast, but I just want to say where I am today, I would say it's all by the grace of God. But at the end of the day, what I always try to advise people is that whilst you're praying, do not forget to put in the work, because God is not going to write those exams for you, or He's not going to fill in applications forms and all that. You don't have to be lackadaisical. You need to be proactive. And if you analyze my life story so far, you would see I've made a lot of mistakes. Even when I flew here, I still allowed the Mongo Park to. I made a lot of mistakes, and looking
Mm.
back,
Yeah.
absolutely, I know it was just based, possibly based on naivety and all that and whatnot. But I would also say my experience really motivated me going into social work, because I was like, nah. And I take it very very personal when it comes to social justice, anti-discriminatory practice, and all that and whatnot. I take it really really personal, and I think that is also what really really drove me to um to your channel. And to be, I'm not really into social media or YouTube or anything like that, but I think for one reason I stumbled across your blog, and ever since I have been back to back, I've been listening to it. I even work with my phone on, I'm listening to your stuff, and it's really really empowering. You're doing a very very good job.
Thank you, my
But
darling.
what I
Mm.
have learned from everything that I've been through till now and to be is that parents, the foundation we instill to our children is very, very instrumental.
Hmm.
It's very, very instrumental, because when I look at everything, how things started, that led me into the hands of this Mongo Park. My
Mm.
parents, I would say,
It's your
they
background.
abuse the
Mm.
background.
Yeah.
It, you have to make a home secure,
Mm-hmm.
inviting,
Mm-hmm.
stable for a child. If a child
Mm-hmm.
is not getting it at home, they will go
Mm-hmm.
and start seeking validation from outside
Absolutely.
influences.
Mm-hmm.
And God forbid they stumble across the wrong one, they are gone.
Mm-hmm.
If not by the grace of God and my personal assertiveness, um, I it probably wouldn't have been a good happy ending. It
Mm-hmm.
probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So you are happy now. I know you're happy now. I don't need to ask.
Yeah. And to be, I have
Hmm.
another news I will share. Don't worry, I will share it later.
Hey, hey, I'm dancing already. Hey, I'm dancing already. Congratulations, my darling. You know,
Thank you, Auntie
I told
B.
you, I said your story is one that inspires. It's a story of hope. It's a story of encouragement. It's a story that will let a lot of women, because there was something you said to me, Juliet, when we were talking. You said,
Mm,
the Mango Park said to you that you are an old cargo now. Who will want you? You are used because you have two children and nobody will want you. And this is why a lot of women who already have children feel like, okay, no matter what they're going through, they say, no, I can't live. Oh, who is going to want me? I already have children. Who will love me? I love my children. But by the grace of God, you see,
mm,
I prayed. I said a prayer to God. I said, God, please give me a man. You know my life. You know my history. You know everything I've been through. Give me a man that will love me and love my children. And you said to me, this man is an answer to your prayer.
ah,
He
my
loves
God.
you. He loves the children, your family. You are happy. You know, you bought a home together. You building your
Mm-hmm.
lives together. And I'm like, oh my God. I was jumping when you were telling me the story. I was like, this is amazing. I mean, if there's anything you can take away from Juliet's story tonight, if you are still suffering all these long years, there is hope. There is light outside that tunnel. You don't need to remain there. Please, joy will come, happiness will come. Even if it
Yeah.
doesn't, I mean, everybody's story is different, everybody's journey is different. Even if it's not, it doesn't work the way, it doesn't happen the way Juliet's own happened. But just know that there is a God. Someone said, if there's a man to pray, there is a God to answer. There is hope. Be encouraged with Juliet's story. There's something she said there. She said when the man came to the UK, that one stood out for me. When he was looking for the children's passports to take them away. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not because he never ever married you. He never even wanted you because he loved you. He just wanted, something to cover his real life, his secret life that he was hiding. And you forgot to tell us that he eventually came out gay openly. Abby?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Mhm. He came out eventually. He couldn't hide it anymore. So
And
eventually he
that
came out.
and that was his major vexation with me because I exposed him.
Right. You
That
told people.
yes, I had to. Yeah.
Mhm. Wow. So now it feels that people know now, so there's no point to keep it a secret anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well done. He wanted to take the children away to hurt you, to deal with you. Yeah. So another thing I wanted to remind you guys that I brought out when Julius was talking. I'm sharing my link in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to come into the studio to say something, this is a very happy story. This is a story with a happy ending, and we just thank God because of the strength and the encouragement this story is going to bring to a lot of people going through similar situation or even worse situation who are listening or who will listen to this later. This Mongo Park said, I am not working for anybody. Meanwhile, he was broke. He didn't have money to eat. Eh? The little girl that he took at 17 to marry was the one that was struggling with two children, working, going to school, and feeding him. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, especially you ladies, be careful. Beware of men that says, I am not working for anybody. Meanwhile, there is no shishi in their pockets. They cannot
And to
feed.
be sorry, I just wanted to say something. I'm so sorry to interrupt you because
It's okay.
probably, yeah, maybe the audience may be able to shed some light into this. After, can you believe after 10 years, I haven't, wait, 2012, 13, after 9 years, I haven't heard from this man. And the kids are now teenagers.
Mm,
He's now, he contacted this family friend whom I've blocked on social media.
mhm,
But he contacted this family friend and this was just 2021. He's been
mhm.
begging to see the children. And then this family friend thinks is I should allow him to see the kids. And I'm like, you're crazy. I should allow who to see the kids? Person where my children don't even Sabia. They don't even know him. They have no recollection of him.
Mhm.
Now my current oga where they know say be that popsy. And then me go come be tell them now say wait, I cannot subject my children to emotional trauma or start telling them okay. Auntie B, we actually had this
Stand,
conversation.
stand your ground, Juliet. Well, don't no need to talk plenty story. Okay, you have your life together. You've made peace with your past. That Mongo Park is in your past. Okay, stand your ground. Not allow any family members to put any pressure on you. No, no, they're already saying it. Don't say anything much longer. Okay, stand. This is my own personal view that you should stand your ground. He has no
Absolutely.
place in parenting because it will always bring you heartache. Look, that door, and there's nothing good in that door. If you open it again, you are setting yourself back. And let me
No,
try to
he's
tell you, he's gonna
mhm,
sow seeds of disgust between you and this blessed man that God has put in your
absolutely.
life. He is gonna come
Absolutely.
between you and bring a lot of chaos to your life if you open
Yeah.
that door.
No, Auntie B, don't even worry about that because I'll never. The thing is, he's meeting a totally different person. I'm not that young
Exactly.
Juliet who
Please
used to
don't
know. I'm a
allow these
totally
family people
different
to have
person.
access to you. Before they start saying it, block them. Don't even
Auntie B,
give them
that's
an
what I've
listening
been doing.
ears.
No, my block button is so activated. Ha.
Thank
I
you.
don't tolerate. I don't take any nonsense anymore.
Thank
Mm-mm.
you so much for sharing your story, Juliet. You are a beautiful, gorgeous girl. The day I spoke to you, I thought you were a model. The way you dressed up, are you sure you're a social worker? You have time to package like that? If you see the makeup,
Don't
the
worry,
hair,
I'll give you my
everything.
social work pin. You go and search me up.
In fact, you're too much. Thank you, my darling. God bless you. Your joy
Thank
will be
you.
permanent. No devil, no demon will be able
Amen.
to steal your joy again. Let that Mongopa go. He's not interested in you or the children. He just wants to somebody
Amen.
that say, I want to hurt you. Always think about that. Somebody shared something very powerful with us here and one of the shows we did last week. And she said it is important for people to have a book where you write down these things. It's not because you want to keep record, though. It's just that when you start feeling like all these Mongo Park family that come to you and say, oh, let him have access to the children, let him do this, let him do this, and you know what is on that. If you open that door, what's going to come into your life? Go back and read where you wrote, I just want to hurt you. When he came to the UK and tried to get the passport to take your children to Cameroon, Juliet, thank God that this man did not have
Hmm.
access to take your children to Cameroon. What would you do? Do you know how hard it is for you to fight for your children in Africa?
And
If you don't
and
know
the,
the story of Precious, what do they call that FFK, the fourth or fifth wife? Go and Google it. This man took 4 children away from a woman, and for how many years now, he's not allowed her contact with those children just to punish her. And it was a very abusive marriage. Somebody actually sent me something and said, Auntie B, and you need to do one of the vlogmas on it. That is how difficult it is. Men are very powerful in Africa. So please, there's
and to
nothing
be
down
the
that road.
funniest thing is that my mother is even in support of the idea, and she's also in
Of course she
communication with his
will.
husband. Terrible thing.
Of course
Before
she
we
will.
before this show started, I told you I had a back to back. My mom, like, how can you still maintain relations with this family, considering everything that I have been through?
I'm not surprised. Juliet,
Ha!
I'm not surprised.
My God.
I'm not surprised. If you need to take a break from your mom too, please don't feel bad.
Hmm.
If she's going to continue to perpetrate her hate for your Igbo man loving husband who loves you
Now,
and your children
Nigeria, where she there with you now, Auntie
unconditionally,
B.
and she wants to carry on being friends with the Mongo Park who never loved you, then
Auntie B, na Nigerian man where she there with now. Na Nigerian man where she there with now too. Person where she talks to no marry Igbo. But na so
you
the
don't
Igbo marry
you
she
don't
don't marry now.
you don't change her words.
Uh-uh.
Your papa don't die, so you don't move. And mommy don't change. You don't dey friend Naija man.
Na
So
Nigerian man where she marry now.
no stress yourself, my darling. No stress yourself. Okay, we'll hear what people have to say about that. We'll ask the question: should she open that door again for the ex Mongo Park man who is into men to come into her life again because of the children in quotes? I'm putting it because of the children because he never cared for the children from day one. So the link is in the comment section. I already got people in the studio. Back, please. People come into the studio. Let's have a discussion. Give Juliet your honest opinion about this, please. Thank you very much, my darling Juliet. Sit back and relax now and listen. I love you very much. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for sharing your wonderful, amazing testimony with Obodo Farm tonight. I really, really appreciate you. God bless you, my darling.
Thank you, Auntie B.
Yeah. Okay, we got Brother Patrick is the first person in the studio. Hello, Brother Patrick.
Hello, Sister B. This is a wonderful day. Juliet,
Yes.
God bless you.
Amen.
You are a virtuous woman.
Amen.
Let me quickly answer that question first.
Yeah.
Juliet, do not allow that Mango Park to come near the kids. By the time the kids grow up,
He
by the
will
time
start
they,
showing them adult movies because they're all over his laptop. This man
yes,
has no boundaries.
yeah, let the kid grow up. Let them become adults. You know, they become somebody. It's now left for them to say they want to know their dad. But right now, if you want to dine with the devil, let your spoon be long. Just you don't have anything to do with the guy. It's an NFA, no future ambition. So let him
Absolutely.
go and be doing whatever he wants to concentrate on your kids. And thank God for our Nigerian brother. I hope you don't get your Niger passport, Sha. Make I ask.
You know, see her pigeon not strong well. Our
Yeah,
Nigerian brother is not playing.
yeah.
Julia, the rap pigeon. Are you sure you're a Cameroonian? This your pigeon done well. Oh.
Sister B, I said something
Mm.
in one of your programs. I said women, they are emotional, they are vulnerable. But when you wound their emotional spirit, their fighting spirit will stand up
Mhm,
and
mhm,
they're
mhm,
always winning. One thing, I can't have double respect for women through this your program.
hmm,
I tell you. And I've always been telling women, empower yourself. When you come obodooyinbo,
hmm,
anything can happen.
hmm,
I've had a lady that the husband is a doctor. Young guy, the guy died.
hmm.
This lady is the one struggling with 2 kids now.
Mm-mm.
Please, our ladies, if your man is pushing you, say, don't worry. No go school. Try when you have the resources here.
Very
I am
important.
happy. Yes,
Because
very
if
important.
she was not financially empowered, she would not have been able to escape.
Yes. First, empower yourself first.
Hmm.
And women are smart. I attended a room in a clubhouse. Maybe you are part of it. I attended the program yesterday with women. I said, oh my God, the kind of brain God gave to women is different
Hmm.
from men. They are very smart.
Hmm.
I beg. And let me say this again. Men, I beg, make we love our children too.
Hmm.
We know the Nigeria again. Can you believe I was doing an MBA program? By the grace of God, we are sharing grade with my kids. They call me that I'm an FE code, the way they put in Nigeria.
Hmm.
The way I study. When I get my grade, they
Hmm.
saw my grade. You know, my daughter, 18-year-old, was telling me one day, Daddy, you know too much. You will soon become, by the time you become a senior, you'll be in a nursing. I said, no. You know, she was just joking.
That's because of
Yeah,
the close relationship you have with your kids. They are free to tease you, to play with you, you know.
we did the
Anyway.
last time. The last time we did Father's Day. One of my sons wrote, said, "Man, you are the most funniest dad ever. I
Hmm.
love it to death. You know, we are close. We talk.
Yeah, that's because you love their mother, brother Patrick. Who no love you don't see where they no love mother, where they love children. The
Let
man never he didn't want her. It was never into her. If you listen to her story from the beginning, you will hear everything she said
I
about this
listen.
Mopak.
You know, my son
Hmm.
was 5. My son was 5 one day. He was in my car. He was supposed to have a birthday, and I asked him, "What do you want me to give you for birthday?" He said, "No, Daddy. I had problem with my wife. Then we weren't talking. He said, I want you and mommy to become friends again." That thing
Wow.
shook me for a 5-year-old
Beautiful.
boy to have said so.
Yeah, because they notice. They
They
do
knew
know.
that we are
Hmm.
not, laughing, doing the what we used to do. So that's the only president he wanted.
Hmm.
So I beg, Juliet, God bless you. You are just
Amen.
like Auntie B. I call
Hmm.
women like you trooper. The first time I
Hey.
watched Auntie B, I said, this woman be trooper. You don't go take nonsense. So she just
Thank
be
you.
like one Agbede woman I know. You know somebody from Agbede in Edo
Uh,
State. Wow,
uh,
that woman a trooper. I said this woman a fiaramo.
you got to
Not
be in this
not
world. It's
trooper.
a male-dominated world. If you are not a trooper, you cannot survive.
God bless you.
Thank
Let
you,
me give other
brother.
people chance.
Always lovely to have you, bro. Thank you so much, brother Patrick.
Thank
Mm,
God bless.
thank you. Amen. Yeah, we got another brother. Bio, I can see you smiling. You just a smile. I dey see you. How far?
Hello, Auntie B. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, bro. How you day?
Fine, fine, fine.
So
Without
nice to
wasting
have
time,
you.
without wasting
Mm,
time, no need to even advise Juliet because Juliet is a superstar. So she have done
mhm,
everything, and
mhm,
I know I have serious trust in her to maintain that. She's a very clever lady. Okay,
mhm,
so giving her any advice at this time, safe would just be waste of this time. And
Because she
moreover,
asked,
yeah,
about that particular incident of these so-called cousins that are
yeah,
always creeping from God knows where they are creeping for to come and advise her. Let's
right.
nullify those voices
Those strands, yeah.
with our own advice.
And brother Sylvester, I think his name was Sylvester, the first caller. I've also
Patrick,
advised
Brother
as well,
Patrick.
Brother Patrick.
Mm,
So
yeah.
there is no point going to that area. But you know why they laugh? Two things
Mm,
first. Me, everybody have a reason for always following your program. Apart from there's a way, the best way to learn is learn out of fun, not out of pain. That's why
yeah.
we are always saying now that we all are hearing stories, we can laugh, we can be happy about it, we can learn things. This is the right time for people to learn. You understand? You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's always the best time. So I will say that two things that I learned from this story that I just want to share,
Mm,
so that other
mm,
persons that are listening can also take note of that. I know you mentioned you didn't want us to dig deep about using the back door, but
mm,
actually, from this
mm,
entire episode, the first thing,
mm,
just like every episode you have already always done, I
mm,
always take time to look for the red flag where it all began. What is
Mm-hmm.
the major thing that
Mm-hmm.
somebody can just see and say, hey, this one might be the main point. So the main thing is when once she first of all discovered that that guy now backdoor guy. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? You know. So that is the main point there. So that backdoor guy, that already should say backdoor guy can never love a woman. That one a normal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
every other thing is just a script. Do you understand? Every other thing
Yeah.
is just a script.
Mm-hmm.
So once she realized that, that was the main point. So now it's not for women of today too to look at
Mm-hmm.
it and say, hey, this same thing, if I see them for my own marriage, or I'm seeing it, or I'm noticing it, and we have other struggle, this could be the primary reason for those other struggles. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that backdoor thing is a major red flag. And why
Yeah.
I made a statement said that while I was in Dublin, Ireland, one lady that I dated asked me to use backdoor one day. Immediately, my kid just weak. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand? So the
Mm-hmm.
reason I wrote that there is because I wanted people to know, not because I want to also just say something. I know because it has happened to me that imagine it was now the opposite side asking me to use backdoor. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So which I know some people, maybe they out of fantasy, they might
You
want to
know, you
just
know why I don't
ask.
want to dwell on that?
Right.
Because, like Omoye Skona rightly said, in the case
Okay.
of Juliet, she was a minor and she did not even know her right from left. She was
Right.
17 years old.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So this one now is not, I mean, because there were so many things in the marriage that were red flags. Of course, you don't
Correct.
know. She was
Yes.
17.
Yes.
How would a 17-year-old even 17-year-old, you imagine how
Mm,
immature you are at 17?
correct.
You don't know anything. Now
Right.
they are so young, and because of our own background, I mean,
Mhm.
it's learning for other people.
Right.
Because if a matured woman, like a
Mm-hmm.
woman of my age now,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you are dating somebody and you can't
Mm-hmm.
see this is a
Mm-hmm.
heterosexual man, or he claims to be a heterosexual man, can't
Mm-hmm.
carry plenty adult film where it be say not be
Mm-hmm.
heterosexual, say nah homo
Mm-hmm.
adult movies.
Right.
That one not gonna make you run say this one I lie. They lie to me say he's not
Yeah.
into women. You go know immediately now. But
Immediately.
it's
Yeah.
not like she didn't even know, she knew. But at that
Mhm.
point, she was not even,
Mhm.
yeah, she's a survivor.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Mm.
So no need to talk about that. So the
No, that's
final
not
and
important.
second thing, yeah, the
Mm,
final and second thing again that I want to say is, um, our story, what the devil planned to use to hurt her later turned to be a blessing.
yeah.
That was my final statement there. So
Mm,
God blessed her with beautiful children and
mm,
a caring husband. And
yeah,
I'm happy that she's happy today. That is the most important thing.
yeah,
She have peace of mind, joy, and happiness.
yeah.
And also bravo to our Niger people. As if I
Mm.
knew,
Not be
I
our
was.
Ninja people. Now
eh,
one Ninja man, not be Ninja people. This one not be people.
Oh,
Just one.
anyway,
This
I bet more
particular
person
one.
take credit now,
And
TB.
we'll take the credit for
The
this
bad
one, but
person
not
still
be
pass,
people.
you not go see happy say he pass there. It talk
We
like
thank God. We thank God for our Igbo
we
brother.
thank God now.
We celebrate this particular brother.
Yes, now,
Mm,
not be just
mm.
this particular brother. Even the one where must still go follow. Even it would not it takes a woman to say, I not go follow.
Imam say no the difference between abuse and say person know the abusive. I beg no talk Imam say matter. Make we leave that one for where it
All
be.
right now,
You
no
tell him make no
problem.
man. He say no follow Nigerian man, but he still they talk to the ex where he be say na devil.
But she
When he
herself
try go
follow
to
the
hug her
Nigerian
daughter.
man. Somebody will say me no follow the Nigerian man. He no
This
follow the
kind
Nigerian man.
mother, with everything that she's been through, would
Eh,
have a relationship with that man. Now, the mother is a Mongo Park too. She's Mrs. Mongo Park.
all right, oh, no
Thank you,
problem.
Bio.
Enjoy
Thank you,
your
my
day.
darling. Yeah, you
Happy
too.
Sunday. Take care.
Happy Sunday, sweetie. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Peace. You're welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hi,
Okay, hi,
P.
Auntie B.
You're
I kind
welcome.
of came late, like I always do, to your program,
Mhm.
but I kind of got a gist of what was going on.
Yeah.
I'm more into the part about her connecting with her mom and previous friends and family members.
Mm-hmm.
I just want her to like see. I don't care if it's mother, because based on what she said about her mom, it don't look like it's a healthy relationship. She's still stuck in the old traditional way of you have kids with this person. That's always going to be family. You can choose your own family.
Thank you.
because your mom will damage you. My mom did the same thing. You divorce, they still want to tie to that one person. Or if you marry again, make
Why?
sure.
Why does she want to have a relationship with that man? The man caused the daughter nothing but pain. This woman had to flee with her children for her sanity. And the mom, who's supposed to be protecting her daughter, which she never did when she was a kid, married her off at 17. Everything about this woman just icks me. I mean,
But that's the, I want to say our culture. Though I'm from Nigeria, I don't know nothing about Cameroon, but I still think of what would people say. You know, we've been talking about this
I
forever.
beg. She sat with an abusive man for years. What will people say? Why did she think about what will people say
Yeah,
when she
because she
was there?
ran to her mom at one point. You said, and the mom still told her to go back. That's why I was scared that she didn't go tell the man when she was leaving. Like when she
Yeah,
told her family that she was about to escape. I was thanking God she didn't go snitch on her,
yeah,
based on what she said so far. So she just needs to give herself distance from my mom. I know that's your mom. You think you have to be close to her, but you know her this far. There are some things you have to let go. Don't tell your mom. And she bring it up, ignore her, keep mute. And she don't respond, she'll let go. Cause that's what I did to my mom.
right. Did it work?
It worked.
Good.
Anything talk about relationship, I just look to her like, okay, because you're not gonna hear from me ever again.
Right.
So as for the age gap, that was abuse, like child abuse, because 17 and you say it's over a decade of distance in the relationship. How did that even happen? I don't care if it's Africa or abroad. It should never have happened. That age is too big.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her parents failed her from the beginning, but thank God
Mm-hmm.
she finally left. And I needed to leave and don't turn back. Don't be like Salt wife. Don't look back. Once you leave these people, leave them for good.
I love that. Don't be like Juliet. Don't if you look back, it's salt that is waiting. No. Do not be like Saul's wife. If you look back, you want to turn to a pillar of salt. Stay with your Igbo husband, jejeje. You have a new
Exactly. Things
family
are
now.
going good
Build
for
your
you.
life.
Don't go back and
Don't go
destroy
back.
the
Oh.
kids' life. If they
Mhm.
want to know their parents, if they turn 18, you want to tell them the whole story, fine, they can go find them on their own free will when they're an adult. But don't bring pain to yourself willingly.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all I had to say. Have a
Thank
great day.
you, B.
Bye.
Absolutely spot on. I appreciate your contribution. Hey, realities around you. Haven't heard from you in a while. I see you in the comment section though. How are you doing, Jessica? You
Auntie
okay?
B, good
Ah,
afternoon from here and
afternoon.
good
Lovely to hear
afternoon,
from
everyone.
you. How are you and the kids?
Oh, they are doing well, Auntie B. Auntie B, God go bless you.
Amen.
This work is a very tough job, oh, but I thank God.
We
I
thank God.
thank God for you. And to Juliet, congratulations, because God has really proven himself in your life.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very deep one. When it comes to this abuse thing, is a abuse is very similar. Abuse is so similar. When she was telling her stories, just like the aspect of the pregnancy part, that was me. You know, people would think Juliet was just giving back. I mean, just got pregnant, but they don't know that when one is is being abused. Like in my own case, I at a point I could not remember, like my own self, I remember anything when it comes to my dates with my menstrual flow from January to December. I would tell you everything. But at the time I was with my abuser, I could not remember all those days. But you know, this guy knows when I menstruate. And at the time he was coming to me was during my ovulation. So they intentionally pregnant their victims.
Yeah, he
So
said
when
it.
she,
The man confirmed it. He said it
yeah,
that he got her pregnant so that
yeah.
nobody would want her, so that she can stay with
Thank
him.
you. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what they do. Mine
Mm-hmm.
was doing that to me. Even the last pregnancy, even I would have had number six by last year. But Sister B, Auntie B, I had to do what I never planned to do even before I got married. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
had to terminate that pregnancy. I would have had number six. Last year
Hmm.
would have been number six. I told him I will never have another child for you.
Did you have
Not,
something personal? I mean, you don't need to answer that. I just wanted to know because I
yeah,
know you're
yeah,
a
no,
Christian. Do
ask
you have
me.
something against birth control? Is it something that you just
No,
don't
no.
believe in?
No, I didn't. Even at one point, I took birth control after I had my twin in 2014. But
Hmm.
the reason I took that birth control was I just had a sudden bleeding due to stress, you know,
Hmm.
and they wanted to use it to control the bleeding. And that was how the first time I took birth control. But the issue was that, you know, these people, They know how to keep a woman from, from escaping.
Mm-hmm.
Because spiritually, these people have saying that you're about to escape. They know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deep spiritual thing. So at the
You
time,
see, you are
yeah,
the first person that told us about the spiritual aspect. In fact, when you
yeah,
shared your story, I remember I had to block. I blocked somebody because of your story. When
yeah.
the woman came and she started saying, "Hey, how can Jessica be saying that his eyes were stunning, his eyes was changing?"
Uh,
But after you shared your story, a lot of
hmm.
other ladies came and said the same thing.
Auntie
You
B,
were
you
the
have
first
not had
person that
anything.
told us about the spiritual
Mhm.
angle of this abuse. You
I
said
live
so
with
many
him.
things in your
Mhm,
stories I can
mhm.
never forget.
Auntie B,
Mm,
don't worry, you will hear more when I start. I'm telling you, it's so deep. So at the time, even the last pregnancy that happened, this guy was telling me you will get pregnant. Do you know that I could not even remember the last menstruation at that point because manipulation is so deep. At the time, I will not remember my last menstruation before I knew. He was telling me I will get pregnant, and before, boom. So I'm just like, like telling Juliet that even though at that time, because of the abuse she was going through, she wouldn't even know that she was going to get pregnant. Thank God you even confessed to her that I made you pregnant. They intentionally make their victims pregnant just to
mhm,
keep them continuously without. So, and I thank God I never kept that pregnancy. God forgive me. I am sorry, oh Lord. What's the need of giving birth for a narcissist? There's no point.
mm.
But I'm
And
sorry.
you
No,
already
I'm
have
not.
five.
Yeah,
You already have five.
I already have.
Mhm. I
That would have
mean,
been number
that's
6.
between you and God, and God is a
Yeah,
merciful God.
yeah. I
So,
asked God for mercy because I was
mm,
expecting my menstrual period at that time. This was 2 weeks. I was the 2 days. What was it called? This was
you don't
around
need.
2 days. I was expecting my mercy. So at the end, the whole thing, I just give God the glory because if I had continued, I would have been trapped with Him during the pandemic. And
Hmm.
do you know that I would have
And at the
died?
time you left, you were already, you were like your bucket was almost full. I was afraid for you. When
Oh, Auntie B,
I was
the
seriously
mercy of
worried
God.
about you.
If not for the
Hmm.
mercy of God that I
Hmm.
left at the time I left, this guy was planning already. I would have been gone. And he would have done it with me, I, and the children. So, but I
Hmm.
thank God for Juliet. I'm so proud of her. She's a brave woman, even though
Hmm.
she fell over and over. But I thank God. When God is saving an empath, He does it. His mercy is still all over,
Hmm.
And I give God thanks for her. I congratulate her for the bold steps she took, flee away from that abuse, and for the wisdom of God to even bring her back when she was going to work and to get the children's passport. She would have
Hmm.
regretted everything, and that would have
Hmm.
even caught because sometimes that is so emotional that many of the women don't survive it. You know,
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I just give God all the thanks for her, and I pray that she will not look back, just like everybody is saying, and she will never look back in Jesus' name. That's all I just want to
Amen.
say. I just
Thank
want
you
to
so
bless
much.
God on her behalf. Thank you, Auntie
Thank
B.
you. It's
God
nice to
bless
hear
you
your
for the
voice
word.
again. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Auntie B. I bless God
Yeah.
for you. Take care.
Uh, all right. Bye,
Yeah, bye.
sis.
Bye.
Bye bye. Adewale, my darling.
Good evening, Auntie B. Can you hear me?
Hey, I've missed your voice. Good evening. How
I
are
missed you
you?
too. I'm fine. I'm fine, Auntie B. Yeah.
You're
So
welcome.
I just decided to come on live today because I really, really enjoyed today's story. And I'm really happy for Mrs. Juliet because her story is a victorious one.
See,
I
nobody
mean,
has
the
called
way.
anybody Mrs. since we didn't see you. Nobody has added any title. That's why I miss you. Eh? Oh yeah, you miss Adewale ba? Mrs. Juliet.
Sorry.
Ah, welcome, my
Yeah, I mean,
darling. Mm.
I mean, she deserves that title, I think, because
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I always tease you about that. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So I think there's no really much advice I can give her. I think it's
Mm.
just this one part of the story I kept hearing where some family friends and members were telling her like she should let her kids see the father. But they're just two things I want to emphasize in her story. At the
Mm.
very beginning of her story, what that man did is actually criminal. What he did is actually illegal
Mm-hmm.
because what he did was he preyed on a minor. He should
Mm-hmm.
have gone to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of man, what do you expect him to teach your children?
Mm-hmm.
We, like even the law does not even allow predators around children.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even allow it in the same country. So there's really nothing he can teach your children. And for a man to be across the ocean and leave his kids for 1 full year. That
Mm-hmm.
kind of man has no iota of fatherhood. It's not in his DNA. It's
Mm-hmm.
not there. So there's nothing he can teach his children. So when
Mm-hmm.
people, because I'm very, very sure some people will still come to her and tell her, yeah, you need to let him see his kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the father of his kid. He's no father.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a sperm donor. He's no like there's nothing
Absolutely.
you can teach the
Mm.
kids. It's just gonna make them more confused and bring this divisiveness between you and your children and your husband. And
Mm-hmm.
thank God you already have a man that you want your children to like your sons to be like your daughter to
And he's
admire. So
already the man is already parenting the children. He's parented them for 10
exactly,
whole years.
exactly.
10
10
whole
whole
years.
years.
This man has parented these children without even thinking twice. He at times
Thinking
she said that they
twice.
are so close. When she was telling me, she said he goes to PTA, he takes them football, they do everything together. The children love him. He loves the children absolutely, that to the point that nobody outside their family knows that he's not the biological father. So why do you want to rock the boat now? Why?
I don't
There's no
understand
place
why.
for him there. There's
I
no
don't
place for him in that family.
I just don't understand in our community why we are always like this external family members always have so much impact
It's
on the
silly sentiment, Jare.
nuclear
Silly
family. I don't know
sentiment.
why. So just
Hmm.
she should just remember those two things. What he did in the beginning is not something you want in a father. That's very dangerous. And two, he left your kids for 1 full year and never cared. So it's just he's not a father.
He still
Basically,
came
that's
back
what
and
it
sold
is.
car after they rescued him and bought him ticket. He owes you a lot of money, Juliet. The only
Exactly.
thing that his family members should be talking is collecting back all the money he owes you from the 2 cars and the ticket and all the money you spent on him. That is the only. If they need to open their ear mouth to say anything to you, it's about paying you back all the money that this Mongo Park owes you, nothing
Yeah.
else.
So please just don't let anyone tell you he needs to come back. That should be cancelled. Like cancel. She didn't even listen to anyone. Anyone that says that, just automatic block. Simple.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I wanted to say, Auntie B.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for having
much.
me.
I
Bye bye.
appreciate you. Good luck with your studies, okay?
Yes, ma. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
bye. And this is Adewale that is always talking to us. In case you don't know who Adewale is our fave. Adewale is our fave, one of our faves here. Very sweet boy. And he tells us from time to time about his own background. Juliet, I know you are listening. He comes from a family too where the father was very abusive and the mother stayed, just like your mother. So if he's telling you this, you better take it. I mean, I have a gentleman that is coming to tell us about the experience of growing up in a family where there was so much abuse. And we are planning the show. I think it's on Sunday, next Sunday, week from today, he's going to come. So you understand that this man is just going to bring nothing but misery and pain to your beautiful family. Yeah, block and delete all of them. All of them. They always find a way, they always have a way to locate people who are trying not to be located. You are trying to escape to live your life in peace. One cousin somewhere, one auntie somewhere will come. They will be using age to come and be bullying you that because they are older, so you have to listen. Don't listen to any nonsense. Let them go to blazes. Oh my, yes, Connor. You're welcome, my darling.
Sister B, oh, Sister B of
Mm,
life.
mm.
AKA
Now
Obodoyinboconnect.
me be this. Now you see my Christmas.
Ọmọ
You see,
àti
you see my outing
maybe
yesterday.
I say I'm not calling. That your
Hmm.
picture, my goodness. Sister B, that outfit, Biko, Melly, Freddy, UPSC. Are you kidding me? I say I look the picture again. I say maybe not sister. You don't lose weight, oh. Sister B, not good. You need to share this secret. This is not fair. How only you go they look hot? You can't leave us. You want to leave the rest of us in darkness. Come on now. Sister B, come on.
Oh,
Share the, only me, not tell anybody else.
okay.
Only me. Just
I
send
hear.
that.
I go tell you.
Man, that picture na fire. That's your outfit. Oh my goodness. Oh, I
Mm,
doff my cap for you, my gele, my cap, my winter. I remove the cap. I doff her.
thank you.
My God, that picture is very sweet. I
Thank
love, love,
you. We had our
love
Christmas
that.
party yesterday. Tomorrow I'll share
Oh,
the video of what we're
please
up
share. I can't wait. Man, that picture
to.
totally in my throat. I say, see,
Thank
full
you.
beauty. Oh, what a what a beauty.
It feels good. It feels really, really good. You know, see, as are they happy? I was so happy.
You just show for your face even that your shoe on point. That shoe, damn it. I say damn. When I call your side, I will crash your wardrobe.
No wahala.
People
Anything
go
for
the one that
you.
say wetin be this girl now, someone that leave
Anything for you,
you.
Omo, yeah.
Anyway, this story, na story of joy, na story of celebration. You see Juliet, the sense when Juliet get for 17, when I be 34, I not get am.
Say it
When I be
again.
when I be 34, I not get am. Twice her age, I not get
He
am.
too get sense. This speaking head, this
The
woman
kind
head correct.
sense, the kind sense when this girl get at 17. Sister B at 17, I was a nuisance to my family and everybody. I dey quarrel with everybody that time. Very socially awkward. I not dey
Awkward.
talk, sensitive to everything. You talk to me, I go dey face, I go dey shout. Man, when this girl dey tell her story, I say, what? At 17, you have that kind of focus,
Yes.
bulletproof focus, no shaking. You are just focusing on what.
She's
My head
amazing.
scatter.
The way she plan has the strategy, the
Oh
way
my
she take plan
God.
her exit there. When she dey narrate the story, I say, what? Only you do this thing by yourself. You know, make I tell you something, Omo, yeah, why I so love and respect Juliet. A lot of women would too they like to feel helpless.
I'm
We they like
telling
to
you.
feel helpless. Oh, then what can I do? I can't help myself. Oh, I don't have anybody to help me. But when you see a woman, and I'm not saying that our level of strength is the same, okay? God
No,
gives
of
us
course
different
not.
abilities, okay?
Of
Some
course
people are
not.
naturally strong, they have strong will, they have, it's very strong sense of direction, pursuing things and their dreams and their goals.
Yes.
But I mean, there should be a balance. Not just stay repeated, wait, I know see will help me, and I make my life be like this. You gotta do something. You need to move. Even for when Jesus Christ won't perform miracle at that sea, the people that needed healing, they needed to get themselves to that place and jump into the water before they can get there.
Exactly.
You need to do something, not just wait. They expect say person go help you, help you, help you, help you.
Man, I respect Juliet. I doff my agbada, my wrapper, all the clothes when I get, I doff am for you.
He said
I
3 days he
doff
enter
am.
UK. He don't arrange job interview. He don't rent house.
I'm
I say,
telling you.
show.
At 34, I don't get that kind sense. I don't
She
even
come
know.
from non-English speaking country. She come Europe. She come UK. She do masters in social work is hard to read because I don't read them before. And to do the masters is even harder because it's compressed. Because say university education there is 3 years. So that 3 years what you supposed to do, they go compress her into 18 months. You do 2 placements. She
Jesus.
did it. She qualified. I say, show. This woman need a word though.
She needs that word, unspoken heroes. You know when they say unspoken heroes, these are the type of people when they give award, you go say no, this woman, we want to give her this award for her resilience, rare, common. At that age, some people life not they remain the same. Some people life not they remain, like you rightly stated, not everybody has the same level of stress. Man, I come to admire her.
And some people
Honestly,
like to
Juliet,
mourn their situation. They go stay there,
and
they
they go
mourn
dey
am.
pet am.
They
Yes,
go they mourn am. If not divorce, the divorce, the whole world go here 10 years. They still there, they mourn.
dey
What you
cry.
do to me? What you do to me?
Exactly,
What you do
exactly.
to
They
me?
go dey give excuse say na that one make their life no dey move forward because of that thing wey happen. They go dey there forever. But my sister Juliet, I doff my heart for you. I cut sick. Hey, I say omo, you be Baba. Hey, Baba, you know when they enter King Palace, when you go need to put your head down to enter. Omo, I doff my heart. Because that kind sense no be here. Oh. See as she take arrange her life. In spite of all the distraction, you know what it remind me of? Remember when Jesus Christ they sleep? That story when storm they happen, when you do they sleep
Yes, that's the
soundly.
story of not be the Jonah.
No, not be Jonah. The one when they did boat. I think they were going somewhere with the
Okay,
fishermen.
John. Yes, yes.
With John
Peter.
and Peter.
Peter.
When you come, because of all the preach when you preach during the day, come like that for inside boat, you come they sleep. Even with the heavy storm, the thing no affect them. That is Man, the girl, he leave out that particular scripture. He leave them out for her life. Omo, I doff my heart for you, oh Juliet. I can't tap from your focus. I come to tap and speak to my 17-year-old self. 17-year-old Omoye, you see your mate. See your mate, oh. This on your focus.
Oh yeah,
When you
make
do
you
it,
make
they
me laugh.
send you one
You see
place,
your
do
mate.
everything. You go there, you're the day, the day emotionally naive. You see your mate, see
You
your
know,
mate.
as much as we dey
Hey,
emotional, sometimes we need, you know how men take dey very practical. Men, they dey very
yes,
practical. We need some of that
we they need
practicality in
them,
our life.
my
Because
sister.
if you dey all emotional,
Mm.
you no go fit think. You go just
Oh,
now your feelings, you always dey in your feelings. But
exactly.
when you dey pragmatic, you go dey sit down, dey calculate. So what's she said something, she said, I always have some saved money. I always have some backup money, and the guy knew. So even from when she was 17, with everything what she dey go through, she dey always get plan B for corners. They think, say, okay, I want to do finish nursing boah, for that country. Come here, come do master social work boah. Just like that. Haba.
You know wetin amaze me, sister B, when she dey talk say she do wetin she for 3 days, she quickly go do arrange herself, do everything wey she need to do, go back to the house, clean mouth like say nothing happen. I
And
bow
see
for the girl.
another thing when I really, I love about Juliet's story be that day that the last time that the Mongo Park came to her because of advice of let him see the children, that she said she already left the house to go to work.
Hey,
Because
B,
a
you
lot
hit
of
the
us are
waist.
not in tune when the Holy Spirit is talking to, when God is talking to us, we know they listen. We go they
Exactly.
argue. And we have so many things where they distract us when no go let us, but she listened. And the Spirit said, go back and take their passport. Who they go work, where they carry passport, go work. But
My
Juliet, listen.
sister,
Just imagine how her story for turn out today if she didn't go back to take the passport. The man wanted to take the children and take them to Cameroon just to hurt her. And
yes,
that same
so
man, now they say make he come back to the children life again.
God forbid.
Anybody where talk man, you're supposed to arrest
Thunder
them.
go fire them. Thunder go fire. Block everybody blockable. You go block every living and non-living thing. Crawling and walking. I'm telling you, that kind of person you go create the distance, they no go fit see your shadow. The kind distance. The shadow they no go see. Anybody wey draw by mistake, your mama included, your papa, anybody you block. It's better to love from a gazillion miles away. If they want, they're not going to see you. They're not going to see your head.
Yeah,
The
that
smoke.
mama we need to talk about her too, because the mother is still is she's still trying, and because of our upbringing now as Africans now, you get what your mama go still talk, you won't listen. But this mother, I get a problem with her,
I
especially
have
when
a
she dey
serious
talk say
problem with her.
she's still trying to have a relationship with this Mongo Park. Why?
Exactly.
Why?
Why? Ìyá Bonvita, ìyá oní Bonvita ni wọ́n tẹnu jẹ. Na wetin you wan put for mouth dey find. This kind one you go block am. You no go shake for your mind, because if you don't do it, you go find way to seep in. You go seep into
Your
your
daughter
soul
is
again.
finally happy. She's in a good place. She's in a safe place. Her
They no want
children,
that one.
her husband, everything is going well with her life. Why do you want to cause her that pain?
Atẹnujẹ ni now. You don't collect. You don't. Why in the first place? You know that your daughter is no longer with that person. You are still associated. Is that not be juju be that?
Fear, you
Is
cannot
that
be
not
friends with
juju?
my enemy. If you are a
Exactly.
friend of my enemy is my enemy. Lobaton.
That is it.
If you are,
You
this person is my enemy and you deliberately befriend them, you become my enemy that day. Whether you are friend or family, I rate you as my enemy, because what are they talk now? My matter on they talk now.
exactly. Now they keep bringing una together. That is so. I'm telling you, maybe do that. If you dey hear where maybe the thing go settle for your subconscious. Not block every living and not living, crawling, standing, bending, block
Because they don't
all.
want your happiness. If they
They
want your happiness,
don't.
they will not ask you to open that door.
Yes, especially with your mama. Block her, keep her far away, because she clearly does not want you happy. If she knows all the suffering you went through and seeing you joining hands with this, he come back. Now, no be juju be that.
Na
Is that
juju.
not juju?
Not be juju be that. Na juju, my darling.
Going
Na
for big
juju.
bad thing. Because Juliet, I came to celebrate you. This your story sweet my belly. I'll not feel like to you. You made my Sunday. I came to church today. I have received my blessing. Woo! Man, yeah, 70-year-old yeah. We're
No,
hurry up.
no bole you. As I would see,
Yeah,
most
we're
of us,
hurry
we don't
up.
know what you would they do.
Oh, see your mate.
You see,
Oh,
no, you know the funny thing, the thing now, yeah, the thing be saying, because God already knows the journey ahead of you. So he go give
yeah,
you the kind of resilience and knowledge where you go fit and manage and navigate your life. God already know what
exactly.
he there ahead of Juliet. Now he make you give her that sharp wisdom for her to get sense for that age.
Yeah,
How many
yeah,
17-year-old go born pikin? At 21, you don't already get two children, go still get sense. But God already knew, he knew her
exactly.
journey. So he prepared her,
Yeah,
he equipped her so that she can
that's
get out.
true.
If she didn't get
That's
out of
true.
that country and run away with her children, that man, he don't already he was planning to delete them.
That's
He was
true.
threatening to delete she and her children. And at that same person, you say make it get relationship after 10 years of no contacts. I mean, I'm imagining, God forbid if that thing ever happens, what did the children, teenagers, what did they want to talk to them? What would they even say to him? They would just look at him and say, I don't know you. I don't know you. They'll be looking at them. You never know. All these children, they go look you, say, I don't know you. Who are you?
Exactly. I used to they talk their mind. Children of nowadays, they're not saying. They'll talk their mind. They'll talk and see be waka komot. Nothing.
Somebody say
Nothing
maybe
will.
still they give money to the mama. It's possible you're still giving her money.
Of course, that's why he still definitely. That is
Mm.
why. Now make him. Now maybe now Yanu Bonvita. Now make her
Mm.
see they try to talk on behalf of the man
My
because
mama,
with mother.
my mama do wedding 2 years ago. You feel
Mm-hmm.
imagine say she actually hired the cousin to
Your
cook for
papa
her
don't die,
wedding.
you know, tell us that one. Your papa died, so your mama can't wed now. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Can't
my
wed
papa died for
Nigerian man.
20. Yes, my
Mm.
papa come die for 2017. But before my
Mm-hmm.
papa
Uh-huh.
one die, he and my mama they be don't separate. They separate.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so my mother, she got married to her Nigerian man. The man is a nice man. I don't know if you be saying I say God too just bless him too for say she don't struggle because she married my dad when she was 18. My dad is like 20 years older than my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She said don't
It's
still
Yeah,
history.
win.
It's history repeating itself.
when I
Mm.
come
Yeah.
bring this Mongo Park for my mama tell me, say, it no matter now. No be she herself, she married when she did 18, and my papa come senior and where. So see the
Wow.
mentality where she puts up on my head. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody said something here that is be careful the information you are giving to your mother because the
Yes.
Mongopa can be getting that information from your mom since they are in contacts.
Exactly. That's
So
why
be
you need to
careful what you
stay
are
away.
sharing with your mom. Yeah.
Yes. That's
Because
why you need to
sometimes,
stay
even if it's
away.
not deliberate, just having
Mm-hmm.
conversation, information can
You
be
go
leaked.
just fall.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Juliet, I praise you. Wait first, never go silent. Juliet, your story sweet my belly. Juliet.
Immaculate, are you
Your
there? You're asking for the link. Come into the studio. We're about to round up, please.
eh,
Yeah.
your story is sweet my belly. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I dey use you to dey talk to my 17-year-old self. Honestly, say 17-year-old get sense. I'm talking to my 17-year-old right now. Get sense,
Why
and
I
your
beg
mate
you make
is
me
this.
laugh?
Because at the end of the day, you know what you did there. I'm telling you, people. I say 34, there are people in their 40s that still don't get it. I
Mm-hmm.
know we all have different strengths, but what you don't do for yourself, not take unlikely. Not say, oh, because you did it, you know, it's not possible for this person to sneak back in. That is why everybody is shouting,
Mm.
block everybody. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Love from a let them not even see your shadow. Let them not know where your shadow is. Even if you choose to keep a relationship with your mother, because I understand it, right? There's a sentimental connection to your mother or your family, but be very calculative. Know what you're time yourself when you're talking to them. 2 minute timer, 1 minute timer. Paka, once you go off, hang your say I have to go. I'm telling you, it will save you a whole lot. You're in a good place now. You don't know who that man go want use to reach out to you. When they say what is the streets now, they go find where to add to put bitter inside. You
Mm-hmm.
don't
Yeah.
want that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
the more reason why you need to stay away. You are not angry with anybody, you are not keeping malice, but you have to do it for your own sanity, for your life. Because guess what? You have broken a generational trauma, generational curse. Your
And
own
raising her
life now,
children in a
by
safe
raising
environment
your
that they don't have to
children
grow up in a
you
toxic
don't.
environment like she did.
Exactly, like you
Mhm,
did. You have
mhm,
broken something that nobody in your family prior to you has broken. So don't take it for life. Don't take it for granted, though. Seriously, this is more than it is much more than meets the eye. Your story is
mm,
much more than meets the eye. And you know what? Your creator equipped you. You
mhm.
came, you knew your assignment, and you carried it out. You are a warrior. You see all those warriors when you talk about Queen Amina, Queen Zaria, Queen this one, Queen that one. You are there, up there. You won't pass their level, self. So I
Thank
leave you with
you.
that.
Thank you,
Sister
Omoya.
B or Mother
Mm,
Hospital, phone am, make you put her, they come. Phone.
mm.
All right, love
Thank
you.
you, sweetheart. Have a good evening. Yeah.
You too.
Bye,
Bye.
sweetie. Bye. Juliet, you are going to say something about your mom's wedding.
Yeah, it's my mom's wedding. So my mom, she did her white wedding in 2018. My husband and I and the children, we all attended the wedding. So whilst we were at my mom's, obviously we were trying to get things ready, all the necessary preparations and all that. So my husband and I were driving to a shop to buy some ingredients, and I received a call from an unknown number. I
Mhm.
answered the call. So which clearly means my mom gave my number to this person to ring me. This
You
person is like
see?
the closest cousin to this Mongo pack.
Mm-hmm.
The lady
You
called
see?
me. She was like, I heard you are in the you are in the country. You can't even come and find me. I'm like, who's this? And then she called her name. I'm like, how did you get my number? She said, it doesn't matter. I'm actually the one cooking for your mom's wedding. I'm like, hey, mom. In fact, I just hung up on the lady, and then I was telling my mom. I said, how this is the same family who have subjugated me to, oh my God, to bare minimum. How can you be maintaining relationship with them?
Hmm.
How? How
So
can you
we're not
still
wrong
maintain
then.
relationship with
When
them?
we said that you should be careful with what information you are giving your mom, we are not wrong. Be
This
careful.
this evening she was even saying to me, you and your husband don't tell us anything that is happening. Your husband just traveled. He didn't even tell. So right now, hearing what you guys are saying, it's like she's really keeping
She's
track in terms
digging. She's
she's
digging
keeping
for
track in terms of
information
what is happening so she can gather information, and she hasn't been
and give
getting
them.
that, and she's
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah. Don't feel guilty. She's trying to blackmail you emotionally. Don't let it get to you. Don't
Ah,
let it
she
get to you. Let her
she's
face her
calling
new
the children.
husband and leave you alone. She
No
should
one
face her
can
new
tell
husband and her other children and leave you alone to live your life. Biko.
me.
Immaculate, you are
Hi,
last but
Auntie
not the least
B.
caller. Hello, sweetie.
Good
How are you?
evening.
Good evening, love.
I'm good. Oh, Sister Juliet, I never wanted to come on, but the joy and the anxiety in me, like I'm so happy. And though I didn't join early, I was doing something and I didn't join early, but I picked up. I read through the comments and everything. I'm so happy for you. First of all, I'll say congratulations, Juliet. A
Thank you.
big congratulations. You know, when we see survivors like this,
Thank
we
you.
are so excited. We've win
Mm,
another soul, as
mhm.
in someone is safe among us
Yeah,
again. So
yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. And in fact, God is with you. God is really
Amen.
with you. Even
Amen.
with two kids at this age time, even having one only you, it's not easy. And you did it with two. As in, I thank God for the strength that He gave you two. Then everything you hear in this platform, this is like a godsend to all of us. But people might not know. It's only those that are really spiritually inclined that know what this platform is doing. If you don't know anything, you don't know anything. Some people just say, don't mind them, they're doing this. Everything you're hearing as like a counselor to you here today is true. Guide your information. Your information is your life.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about you. When I escaped from my mom didn't know I even bought a ticket. My mom didn't know I even left. I didn't tell anyone because each time I talk about, oh, my visa is wasting. She say, is it everybody that must go to that must travel out of Nigeria? Abroad is not for everybody. Must a woman travel? But these are parents are like preparing themselves for where they will stay at their old age. That's just what I see. Their own like they're calculating themselves when they're old so they can have your, but they don't know what kind of situation you are.
They
That
have
if you
other
don't leave,
children. Let them focus on
yeah,
those ones and leave
if
you
you
to go
don't
and save
leave,
yourself. It's
they,
when you
they
are
will,
saved that you can save
yes,
others.
when you're saved, they will bury you, and that's the end. But I thank God that you took a good decision. And this information of a thing that she's asking you, just the relationship should be, how are you doing? If you have money, you want to reach out to her, just give her. Keep your information intact. Don't give out your information. Don't anybody that is even in contact with them, don't keep that person close to you. Just
Mm-hmm.
stay off. Face
Mm-hmm.
this your husband. This one is God sent to you. You
Mm-hmm.
can see how you portray him. Your children love him and they love them. That's the father they know.
Yeah.
That is the father, and that's what every single mom pray for.
Mm-hmm.
Someone
They call
that's
him
going to
dad.
love them,
They call
someone
him
that is,
dad. He's their dad.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
is their dad. He's playing
Mm-hmm.
a fatherly role and he's
Mm-hmm.
their dad. So the one that doesn't know anything about if they are growing or whatever cannot be their dad. So
Mm-hmm.
you already have a dad for them. And even when they are grown, children of nowadays, you can't even come and tell them I'm your biological what? Were you there for me?
Let me
You
tell you
weren't
something,
there.
Immaculate. You know, in those days that they do go and look for those men, and wherever they are rusty and wherever they are, they will now dig them up when the person is getting married to come and stay there.
Yes.
It doesn't happen
It
anymore.
doesn't happen
No,
anymore.
no, 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 no.
It
Those days
doesn't
are gone.
happen anymore. See,
Mm,
we witnessed all this girl.
mm,
I don't want to mention her name. Officially that she got married. The mother
mm.
married her off and never called
Yes,
the dad for the traditional marriage. And
yes,
what did
yes.
heaven
The
fall?
actress. No,
Heaven did
no,
not fall.
no.
So what is going on? So that's just it. Congratulations, and
Mm,
I'm happy for you that you're able to pick up the master's degree. I'm so excited. Like when mine happened, I couldn't go for my master's in law in Canada, but at least I pick up a master's in Nigeria and I was able to do it. So it's really helping me. And I'm really happy for you that when these things are happening, if you have a dream, if you are able to pursue that dream also is a plus. That is a huge plus. This is a huge plus for you that you are able to get it and you are working. And I thank God for the spirit of God that is in you, your instinct that told you to go back to pick those passports. Because if not, you wouldn't have it to escape those children from him. He would have gone with them. But thank God you were able to go back, pick the passport, and left with it. Same thing happened to me. I have to hide my own passport somewhere else, even in my office. Yeah, anywhere I'm going to, my passport is with me. So it's very, very important. I pray that every woman undergoing abuse, God is going to give them the strength and the intelligence to work on, because at times it might be so dark. Like, no, everybody will be betraying you. Everybody around you just betray you. But if you
mm-hmm.
now have an insight of what to do, what step to take, like I'm so impressed of your age and everything, how you have been able to maneuver everything. So many
Yeah.
people are still there, and we are
Mm,
praying for them that they will be rescued. Thank God,
mm.
I'm happy for you. Congratulations. And I'm so happy for you.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much,
sharing.
Immaculate. Thank you, my
Thank you.
darling Immaculate. Have a good afternoon, darling. And I'm sure that you've learned from Immaculate, because I keep telling you, face front. Face front. That is the message I've been sending to you and in my discussion with you, Immaculate. So, from this Juliet's stories, you can see forward ever, backward never. There's nothing behind to go back to. So, yeah, face front. And I pray that you too, your testimony will be full. One day you will come and give us a very beautiful story about, things going forward for you. And I know God is with you. Thank you so much, my darling. So, guys, we are going to call it an evening today at this junction. I hope this story has blessed somebody out there. Please, if you are still sitting there and you think because of what people will say, we have recognized and diagnosed on this platform that what people will say is a plague that is killing our people, is worse than COVID. What will people say is a plague, is a virus. So don't die because of what people say. People will always say, God forbid, if you die, when they come for your funeral, they will eat rice and they will eat jollof rice and they will still be talking. They will still have their mouth to be yabbing you. They will still talk against you. They will still nasty things against you. So people will always say, it's about you, it's about your life, it's about your future. Women, please take strength from, Juliet's story. Look inwards, develop yourself. Very, very important. If you didn't learn anything from tonight's stories, the ability that God has given you for you to develop yourself. Don't be so helpless in your situation thinking that there is no way out. There's always a way out. Reach out to your God-given talent, your strength. Even if you cannot go to school like Juliet, there are things you can do to empower yourself. You have natural talents, you have gifts. Some of you are very good at making hair. Some of you are good at sewing. Some of you are good at makeup. Some of you are good with so many things, selling, buying, business. You need to be strong and you need to you need to have your money. Without money, you cannot flee. A lot of people, even in the diaspora, are so codependent because they cannot stand on their own. So please, I hope this story encourages you tonight and you learn from it. It's a beautiful start for the week. And Gistmas is going to continue tomorrow by the grace of God. I'm not quite sure if we'll have a live tomorrow, but I'll let you know in the community page. Thank you so much, Juliet, my darling, for sharing your story. I love and
Thank
appreciate you. I
you.
hope you've heard what everybody has said. Please don't listen to anyone. Push on with your life. Ignore all the people that are giving you negative advice. Your children are settled, they're happy. Don't bring any negativity into their life because of that mango pack. Please. Okay?
Thank you, Auntie B.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. Yeah, you're welcome, darling. Have a good evening. Okay, we're going to round up the show here now tonight. Thanks to everybody that has contributed. This it's not all the time that we hear stories that really they sweet my belly. This one sweet me well. It too sweet me. I'm so happy. Everything about her story at every junction, there's a testimony there. There's a testimony. There's a breakthrough. Even finding the man that has loved and accepted her and her children, and they've built a family together now is another testimony of God's goodness. So yeah, I pray that her testimony, tap into it, use her as a point of contact, and say the God that did it for Juliet, please do it for me too. He's the same God. He answers prayers and is able to. Please do not die in the altar of what will people say. People will always say, eh? There's the reason why they have mouth apart from eating is to talk, and they will always talk. You have to do what works for you. So yeah, we'll leave it here tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. Give this video a thumbs up. And I pray that the Lord will be with you, the Lord will keep you. And yeah, this week we have Gistmas continue. Yeah, it's daily. We have daily either uploads or daily live shows. I wasn't able to do the live show yesterday because we had a Christmas party. And I actually recorded a video about Sylvester, which I didn't have time to edit, but I posted it today. So this is the second one today. There was a video that I posted earlier on today, and then this one that we have. So please give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and tomorrow will be another day. Thank you so much, everyone. Love and appreciate you. God bless you. May your week be blessed. And I pray that it will be from glory to glory as the year is going to an end. We're going to have record good testimonies. No evil will befall us as this year is coming to an end. I plead the blood of Jesus on every one of us, and I pray that we and our families, our friends, and our loved ones, the Lord will safeguard us. No evil will befall us, and we'll continue to record breakthroughs. The God of last minutes will visit you and I between now and the end of the year, and we will testify of his goodness. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. I love you guys very much, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye. Thank you.